Okay. This is episode 6 of the podcast. We got our second ever guest.
The cold open.
The cold open.
Hello.
What's your name?
Cameron.
What's your last name? I've never had your last name.
Dutra.
Yeah.
That is honestly what everybody calls me. I don't think I've really associated with my first name ever since I was probably 7 years old. Every new person that I meet, I usually introduce myself with my last name.
And I've always called him Cameron for whatever reason.
I call you Cameron.
Because I probably introduced him as... Hold your mic a little closer. It doesn't have to be super close, but waving it around. He's like, hey guys.
I was gonna say Tyler holds his on his
like
freaking
I hold mine
his soul
really
patch.
close, which is a little bit too close probably.
And after the first episode, I had to move mine from here to my soul patch.
Yeah, you end up it's just better if you just track it on your chin. I just hold it on my chin, honestly.
Got to get some booms in here. Just hold it for me.
Yeah, I got the little mounts for
Yeah.
2 of them, but that's
You got
it's
the mounts?
above budget. I have just the clip. It just holds the mic in, and it's the screw thing.
Okay.
It comes
Gotcha,
with it,
gotcha.
but I don't have the
Yeah.
actual booms or anything.
Like it's a stand-up mic.
Yeah. So we got this. Is this super uncomfortable?
No, it's not bad. No,
This is just like an aux cord for a car.
I know. I can deal with it.
Yeah.
I can deal with that.
We just got another mic, so we have 3 of our own mics now. And we have 3 headphones. So we're good to go for a guest.
We're
Is that
pretty
gonna
good to
be
go.
Consistent?
Third person?
No, the headphones.
Like, is it going to work?
No.
Or are we going to keep doing
Are
that?
you going to be able to keep getting that?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. It's all good. All good headphones.
It's not bad. Does this power it or no?
I think so.
Am I off the battery?
It is blinking.
Then
so-
it's off the battery.
How long did those last?
They last a really long time. They should be fine.
Because I was going to go find headphones, and we just don't have any extra headphones anywhere. And then I saw those, and then I ran over to the house,
Got the cord.
got that cord. I was just hoping I had
This is
it.
a decent cord though.
Yeah, it's kind of a meaty.
It is a little rigid though.
Yeah,
It looks like it belongs in a garage.
it does.
That's probably where it came from.
It probably did. All right, so Dutra,
Yes. Shoot.
what's your deal? You got to tell people what's your deal.
So, just graduated about, what is it now, only a week ago?
Yeah, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I didn't know that. That's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
I got a job lined up at
He got computer boy
Pearson.
certified.
Mhm.
Computer. What'd you study?
I was a computer science major.
Oh my god.
Why you say it like that?
That's a ones and zeros, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think about your 4-year degree? Do you think it is, to you, does it feel worth it?
So right now is kind of a weird time because right when I was about to graduate, I first started hearing about ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And I don't know how familiar you
Not
guys
very.
I don't know any of it.
I know a little,
I
like
don't
a
think
tiny
I've
bit.
ever heard of that.
So there's this company, OpenAI, that
Yes.
does a really, really good job.
They do
with
cool
anything
stuff.
with like artificial intelligence, and they have this online chatbot called ChatGPT, where you can basically go in there
Yeah.
and you can ask it any question you could possibly think of, and it will give you 99% of the time a correct answer.
I've seen
What?
people do like, give me write a episode of Seinfeld about horses or something, and it'll write a script.
What?
People have been
I've heard of
using
the
it
like
for
the
English papers.
picture AI.
English papers?
Mhm.
That's hilarious.
You can
But-
do it for English papers?
Yeah. And you can tell it like different word limits that you need to meet.
Oh my
page limits
gosh.
that you need to meet. Yeah.
And it's coming up
ridiculous.
with new-ish stuff, so it...
And are kids using this like AI in their English
So
classes?
I'm guessing so. I haven't really done too much research into
Yeah.
what aspects people have been abusing it for like academic reasons.
Yeah.
But
What the
I don't know
heck?
if it were me and I could have a
Oh, yeah, I could...
chatbot write me a English paper in a matter of, I don't know, a minute.
I could
Why
have...
don't
Oh
I
my
go and
god,
do
that's
that?
so crazy.
I could 1,000% see you doing that. Be like, yeah, I got the hookup. $5. I'll write you an English paper. And he's not even writing it. He's sending it to a
Plus.
robot on the internet. No, I've been seeing the pictures too. They've got I can't remember what any of them are called, but
That's what I've been seeing.
they're like on Discord. Like you pay like you pay for a membership, and then it's through Discord. You can like type something you want it to generate, and it generates like a picture. And you could do like picture of a chicken in the style of Da Vinci or like something like that, and that it'll give you a fake painting that looks like it was painted by. I don't even understand. This AI stuff is getting awesome and weird.
I don't really understand how it fully does it, but I took an AI class in college, and I can tell you, like, first things first, it is not an easy task to do.
No.
It is also extremely, like, computationally intense.
Yeah.
So you need a really, really strong computer to do all the different calculations that it needs to do. So I don't know, man. I just feel like the future is going to be moving towards that a lot, and that definitely makes me scared for, like, my job security in the future. Because granted, coding is only half of the actual job. Like a lot of it is just designing the software and whatever I need to do for the company. But if you take a look at this Chat GPT thing and you tell it to write some code for whatever you need, it will spit out the correct answer most of the time.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, that's a little insane.
That's crazy. You're constantly. I'm so excited.
I'm excited
you're
for
so
it.
excited for it.
I'm
and
excited.
Everyone else is freaking out.
Everyone's freaking out. I'm excited because it's like it's just cool shit that just never.
Because I'm kind of freaked out about like that kind of stuff. Like freaking AI that can spit you out an answer about anything at any time. That's like the Neuralink stuff.
Yeah, combine those two things, it's gonna be crazy. I'm getting this chip in my head though. I'm doing it.
I don't know, man. I feel like I'd have to see some trials or something.
I'm not.
Time.
You lose the element of being like human.
No, we already lost that. 10 years ago.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we
though.
did. Yeah, we did.
We're still dumb though.
No, but think
once
about
you get the chip in your head, it's over.
Put an early human in here, and try and get him to do a couple hour like. Okay, start at just a natural human. Like a natural human growing in a natural environment where it's like put 40 humans on an island at like just old enough where they can like catch like lizards and eat them or something. and then wait 20 years.
Okay.
And go get one of those guys and bring them here.
Okay.
We wouldn't even be able to.
What point are you trying to make?
So just
we're not that anymore at all. I'm saying we're not human anymore. We're already this robot. Look at what we're doing right now.
We can still do that stuff, like.
Look at this, how weird this conversation is right now.
But I'm saying, like, you put me on an island. And my instincts are going to get me to catch that lizard.
Yeah.
And eat it.
Yeah, but.
So at our core.
But also, like, the fitness. Like, none of those 40 people are going to be overweight. None of those 40 people are going to be able to, like, not run a mile. They're going to be running like 4-minute miles.
That's
and
true.
Like swimming to the other islands. Like they're going to be insane. They're going to be athletes.
So you're like, that's Kenyans.
Yeah.
Well, there's all these super skinny and like can run really
well, if you look at those like
none of them are overweight.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of countries that are like today that there's not a lot of overweight, like Haiti.
And they're in much better shape too. Even though they have less nourishment than we do in a lot of those places. Like they're malnourished and they're freaking beasts. Mm-hmm. Like they're just, if you just use your body the way that a human is supposed to, but instead we get in the car to go 5 minutes down the road. It's like a couple miles. And like we don't walk a couple miles. That seems preposterous.
Well, it's preposterous.
I wouldn't walk a couple miles to the store.
Exactly.
I would get in my car.
Do you want to go walk?
No.
Nobody's stopping you. You can go walk.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying...
but if you wanted to, you could go catch a lizard in the yard and eat them.
I could, but I don't want to. And I also... That brings me full circle, right? Brings me full circle to my point of...
And it brings it back.
Everyone is saying, like, this Neuralink is going to be the step that makes us not human. But everybody says that for every step. Like you get a car and you're like, that's not human. You get a smartphone with you every day. That's not human. You get like there's so many steps we've taken that make us less and less human. And when you're already have passed that step, it doesn't feel like a big deal. And the Neuralink thing, everyone's freaking out about. But to me, it's not even like our final non-human step.
But I think it's like fundamentally changing the human brain. Like all these things we've adapted.
It's remote-controlled humans.
We've
That's what it
adapted
feels
to
like
all
me.
these. We've adapted to all these new things and new technologies, but we haven't fundamentally changed the core of the human brain.
It's not embedded yet.
But I don't think the Neuralink is going to be that crazy. I think it's going to be something that you could get, and it's just like a better interface with your technology.
Isn't
It's
it
not
supposed
like-
to be like you can speak any language or you can like communicate?
That's like the eventual,
telepathically.
like the eventual goal. But at first, it's not going to be that.
and you just
it's
have
gonna
like,
be like
information on hand.
Yeah, but we already have that. It's just slow, and it's with our phone.
That's pretty slow.
Like I was on a plane, and I was talking to. There was this guy who sat next to me, only spoke Spanish, and I should probably know more Spanish because I did like 7 years of it in school, but I wasn't confident in what I was saying, so I would just type it in my phone and show it to him, and he'd be like, "Oh," and then he would type into his phone and show it to me, and we were having a conversation on a plane, and we don't speak the same language.
Yeah, but have you seen? I want to say it's Google Translate that already does kind of like a Neuralink kind of.
It's
thing
sorta
where
live.
You can, you can turn it
Yeah,
on, and it
yeah.
just as you type or as you talk,
Yeah.
it'll type it out to the other person, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's sort of there, but I mean, not fully.
and is it
not
also a
fully.
bad idea to break the language barrier between every place on Earth?
Why would it? Because it would ruin culture.
It would ruin culture. Everything would. I feel like it would get jumbled around, and we would become this one big. Instead of countries, it would just be like a country, and
The
then
human race.
everyone would die. Yeah, the human race.
So what you're saying is, if we all became one and we were like, we had a good communication with everybody,
like I just thought of like the story of the Tower of Babel.
the Tower of Babel.
I don't know it that well, but that's what
I
it made
know
me
it
think
in.
of.
I know it in like, sort of fundamentally
Yeah,
the story.
they
They
made it
like
lean a little
we
bit.
made the tower,
Yeah.
and then everyone couldn't speak the same language.
Mm-hmm.
That's like do you know about the Tower
No,
of
I do
Babel?
not. Can you explain that?
It's a biblical story about how everyone ended up speaking different languages, and it's basically like I'm gonna butcher the crap out of it, but it was like everyone was working on this tower, and then something happened, and and then God was mad, and then he like all of a sudden, because of the tower, they all spoke different language.
That seems wrong.
Mr. Producer.
I think that's what the story is, word for word.
God got mad. Tower leaned. Everyone different language.
All right, the Tower of Babel.
Tower lead God language.
Yeah. According to the story, a united human race speaking a single language and migrating eastward comes to the land of Shanir. There they agreed to build a city with a tower at the top in the sky. With its top in the sky. Yahweh, observing their city and tower, confounds their speech so that they can no longer understand each other and scatters them around the world.
Was there a why, or is that?
Nah,
Was
it
that
just
a
got...
biblical story? There's no real, like.
I feel like there was a cause and effect in that story.
Nothing...
We just scattered them, and they just couldn't understand each other.
Scatter.
Come, let us go down and confuse their language there, so that they will not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from there over the face of all the earth. So yeah, he just scrambled them.
Scrambled them up.
Yeah, that's the biblical explanation for why everyone speaks different languages. I don't know, but
I don't know any other explanation, honestly. That's the only explanation.
Isn't
I
it weird
know.
that people came up with different languages that work very, very similarly? Like Spanish and French and Latin and all these languages. Like I guess Latin was the first language, and then they got spread out, and then the language just morphed differently.
Yeah, I feel like they all came from a similar origin, and then just as people moved around, they kind of just slightly changed. It's the same thing with like Brazilian Portuguese versus actual Portuguese from Portugal.
Yeah, true.
It's a whole different way of talking.
That's
but
a
yet
good
it's the same language in essence.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
Yeah, I guess even like British people speak differently than we do. It's just we don't speak
so much.
that much
Dude,
different.
I hate that accent.
You
so
hate
much.
the British accent?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Why do you hate the British accent?
Do you think it makes
'cause
them
it-
sound too proper?
It just sounds dumb, and it's coming from the mouth of gnarled up teeth because their healthcare system.
Oh, they do have some.
They have
nasty
some
teeth.
nasty teeth, bro.
I don't know, dude. If you meet a nice like British lady
Mhm.
and she's
Oi.
got,
Oi,
Oh,
oi, Gus, oi. Oh, have you
the
met
prime example in my mind is, you ever seen Friends?
Friends?
Yeah,
I've never
Friends, the
seen
TV
Yes,
show.
I've seen Friends.
Do you remember that girl Emily? That she was like, I want to say she was like married to one of the main characters or something.
Emily. Emily.
Anyways,
Married to one of the main characters?
I never watched it.
this connection
Friends. 'Cause,
can be made.
What are their names? Ross was married to that one woman who turned out to be a lesbian.
Yeah, I
She
think it
wasn't
might have been
British,
his
though, was she?
Did
No,
she
I
end
think
up
it might have been
turning
the
into a
second
lesbian or ending up being lesbian in the show?
Yeah,
Something,
she was.
something
She
lesbian.
turned out to be a lesbian, and then she broke up with him, and then she
Dude, it's
She-
one of my pet peeves.
she turned into a lesbian, and then she was pregnant with his child, and then the lesbians tried to raise it, and that's the little baby.
Ticks me off when women turn into lesbian.
They do.
Ticks me
And it's
off.
everyone knows somebody or multiple people that were in, especially in high school, they just turn somebody lesbian.
Hey, hey.
Wait, you turn someone lesbian?
I wouldn't say I turned them lesbian. They just happened to be lesbian a few years after we ended up.
Directly after. Was
No,
it?
not,
It wasn't.
directly after.
Oh, in my head it was right after.
No, it was a good 5 years later. So.
Okay.
5 years. Okay.
Were there any other boyfriends in the between?
I have no clue, to be honest with you.
Interesting. Well, we have her on the line. That would be so cool.
That would be awesome.
That'd been
That would be
a
awesome.
turn.
Oh, I could get her on the line, I
Yep,
think.
we definitely could.
That's so cool. This thing lets us call people and put it on the.
Call in.
I could
Viewers,
plug
call
my
in.
I could plug my phone into it, and you're like, we'll just hear them and they'll hear us. We call like dominoes.
Do they?
Yeah, let's
if we
not.
plug them in, do they hear us through the mics on
Yeah,
their end?
yeah.
Oh, so it's like
Yeah,
still
it's like a
quality.
headset. It's like
Wow.
plugging a headset into your phone.
It's like a radio studio.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
we have callers call
This
in.
is now Howard Stern.
Yeah, it all comes full circle.
We got to get Beetlejuice.
He
on the show.
invented. We should. Hey, that dude invented entertaining talking.
Did he?
Howard Stern. Oh, probably.
When did he start? Didn't he start in the
Well,
90s?
they did it. They did like radio shows, but then I feel like Howard Stern kind of just took it to the next level.
When did Rogan start?
A long
I think it
time
was
ago.
12 years ago? 12
Something
or
like
13
that.
years ago?
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
thought it was before that. Because he's up to how many episodes now? Like
Oh my god.
think he's
18,
like
1900
many.
episodes,
Yeah.
something like that.
He
Let me see.
I think he was one of the first podcasts, and everyone
Ah.
else was doing radio shows.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they started. He's at 1916.
Wow.
Is the latest. But that's a
1916.
lot of freaking
That is a lot of
podcasts.
We'll
episodes.
be there. We'll be there. We're right behind him. We're nipping at his heels.
It's funny because he's like, he's one of those super healthy guys, but I've been thinking he's like 55 now, right? Yeah, he's 55.
Mm-hmm.
Like in 10 years, he's gonna be 65.
I don't think you'll recognize or you'll like notice it much at all.
No, because he is
takes
one of
such
those.
good care of himself.
Yeah, they started in.
And he's
I
on
just
test.
typed when did Joe Rogan. There we go. When did Joe Rogan start his podcast? 2009.
End of 2009. Wow.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, but think about that. That's really not that long ago to have, what is it, 1,900 episodes?
Yeah, well, he makes like one every 2 seconds.
I was gonna say I think it is like 4 a week or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's one of those insane people who just their output is so high, and he's not young. Like some of the people who are outputting so much content or stuff or art or whatever are very young, and he's just like in his mid-50s, just outputting
He's
four.
grinding. He just likes it. He just loves to talk.
He found
It's
his
crazy.
lane, man.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
found exactly what he wants to do, and that's exactly what he continues doing.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
it's really funny. He kind of got me into listening to podcasts. I really didn't listen to many podcasts before that. It's just there's so many people that come on. So I started. Actually, one of the first podcasts I ever really listened to was Conan O'Brien's podcast.
Are you freaking serious?
Really?
I'm
bro?
serious. Yeah.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
weird.
It was Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend.
Was it just him, or did he have
No,
a
he would
guest
get a
on
guest
that
on
day?
every time, and they would always be like a famous person. So that's why it was interesting. It was like he was a talk show host, but his actual podcast, you got to know these people, and he had people like I remember listening to like Charlie Day. You know who Charlie Day is?
Oh yeah.
He's Charlie, and he plays Charlie in Always Sunny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and he
His
was
actual
on.
name was Charlie.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
And he was on one, and it was just so interesting to hear him talking about his actual life. And then other famous people, it was just fascinating to me to listen to these, like, actors. Because it mostly was actors and actresses, and it was so interesting listening to them talk about their actual life. Because you don't think of them as real people. You just think of them as
Yeah.
these high-profile,
They're a little weird
characters.
though.
They are super
They're
weird.
all
A lot of
super
times they're
weird.
really weird.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they're randomly super normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever seen one of his interviews?
Who is that?
No, he's a Home
the
Alone guy.
Home Alone kid.
Oh yeah. I haven't
But
seen any of his interviews.
I feel
but
like
I
when
know
you
he
get
is.
tossed into show business at like that young of an
Yeah,
age, that
yeah.
really fucks you up for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
The way you just think about how everything works must not be the same as like a typical, just I guess suburban kid.
A real
Yeah.
person.
Well, you look at like Justin Bieber, who's freaking out right now, or he's been freaking out the past 4 or 5 years, just because he's in all these like therapy. He's all broken. He took too many drugs, so he's got all these health problems.
See, but I feel like that's a little bit different because yes, he was super young when he became like really famous.
Yeah.
But a lot of the decisions that he made were made by him rather than your parents making all the
Okay, yeah.
decisions for you. Like when Macaulay Culkin went into Home Alone.
Yeah, he was tiny.
You think that was his
Like
decision?
the
No,
Gerber
no,
It was
no.
his
babies.
parents. Yeah. That was his parents that set up all that for him. So
Like
I'm
the,
sure that's just a whole world.
Do you remember that commercial from Evian where the little babies were riding around on roller skates?
Yes.
No.
You really?
No.
See, that's a prime example.
No, those
How
are
did-
CGI
how did they get
babies.
25 kids choreographed in roller skates?
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to show this
Do the
video.
hip hop, hippity do the hip hop, but don't stop the rock and do the bang bang boom. Dude,
Baby.
I ate way too much before we did this. Ugh.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Cameron, you never saw this?
I have not.
Dude, like, how'd they get that kid to...
I don't. I'm gonna have to take this song out. But
Like, how'd they get them to do this, bro?
no, this broke the
It can't
internet.
be fake, dude.
This broke the internet
That's
when
what
it
I'm
came
saying.
out.
These parents... Disgusting. Is it playing through the laptop right now?
Yeah, I can't. It's supposed to come through the thing, but it won't. But
That's all right.
but yeah, I don't.
Why was it playing Gundam's? It's not Gundam Style is not the song.
Is it not?
No. It's kind of freaky.
I don't like this already.
Oh, did you see him in the reflection?
Is this another Evian?
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta say, that CGI was good.
It was
For
for,
back then,
2013.
Yeah. You see, they even matched the hair.
Yeah.
The one baby's got like a bald patch.
Oh, why is it so
How
funny?
do they do that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, that was that's the kind
They
of
stole people's babies. That's what they did.
that's not even real babies at all.
Prime example.
No, but the babies.
All those babies are probably sociopaths now.
Gus is so caught up on them being real babies.
Babies.
It makes it's a weird thing though. The really really young stars, or even the I don't know. Did you see? Speaking of Justin Bieber, did you see he's gonna potentially sell all the rights to his music for $200 million.
Stupid.
That's it.
That's
I
yeah.
love that.
Absolutely stupid.
Yeah, isn't that like not? Doesn't that not seem
We
like
should
enough
all
money?
pull together some cash.
I think
buy
we
'em
can
out.
get to 200 M's and buy his music.
A couple more pods will be there.
And then we can play all the music on our podcast without getting
We own.
Oh, that would
copyright.
be so awesome.
We'll
What's
buy it.
Rogan's contract? What's his contract with
Spotify.
Spotify?
Yeah,
It's got to be a couple $100 million, right?
it's got to be.
Oh.
So
Couple- get those
we
numbers?
need about 1,500 more podcasts.
and then we
And
buy,
then we buy Justin
Bieber's music, and we sell plays of the song. So like we sell one-time play licenses. So you can buy a license to listen to Baby.
Sorry.
Imagine that. Imagine if every time you logged into Spotify, you had to pay each time to listen to every song.
What song?
And it would be us. It would just be us three. You'd have to come to our house.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you'd pay, but it wouldn't stream it. It would. You'd pay, and then you'd get the address of where to show up.
And we play it for you.
We have like a little JBL speaker, and we put it in the middle of a room with nothing in it, and we stand there with our arms
Yeah.
crossed, and we're like, "Are you ready?" And we press
you get
play.
One, you get one play.
And we
You
just
get one play.
Baby, 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 oh! And they're like, "Yes, yes, yes."
That's it.
And they're like,
See ya. Time to go home.
Yeah.
That's the most insane idea. We could make so
Really,
much
it's
money.
200
doing that.
million, like that much money
It doesn't.
nowadays.
No, I mean yes.
I don't think so.
If I got
For somebody of
200,
Justin Bieber's status, no, I really don't think
Yeah, I
so.
don't
How
I
much
think
is-
he could get so much more for that. Like, think about that Baby video that he had originally. How many views did that get?
Dude, it had to be the most viewed video at the time.
That's what I'm saying. He must have made probably at least $1 million. I would think probably a few mil off of just that one video.
his net worth is estimated to be 285 million.
Dude, that's not even close.
Which-
There's no
yeah,
way.
that really seems pretty.
This
low.
one says 400 million. So, okay, but the weird thing is, even if he's worth 285 million, then they're evaluating like his music as most of his net worth. So that would mean he was worth 85 million if he. I mean, obviously he'd have that in cash if he sold it, but
Dude, yeah.
85 million is just from his like appearances and stuff.
So is the deal just to buy the licensing for the music?
Yeah,
Or is it,
they would own the rights to the songs.
so
Has he like put it up on the market, or is this just speculation?
I think it was That's a good point. I don't
I
know.
feel like that would incentivize him not to make any more music.
What is that
It
weird
would.
gun with a face on your laptop?
Oh, that's Justin Bieber. So this is 12 years ago. 12 years ago, and it's 2.8 billion views.
I think that's
God.
the most I've ever seen on YouTube.
2.8 bill?
Yeah.
I know. What would be more than that? How much is like
It would have to be,
Gangnam
like-
Style?
It'd have to be like a Taylor Swift something.
Yeah, that's true.
Gangnam Style.
Honestly, The Weeknd, I've seen some high numbers.
4.6 billion.
What the
Wow.
Are you serious? I didn't even think that would be close.
Holy crap.
I guess everyone was doing that.
What do you think?
like an entire year.
What do you think is the most viewed video on YouTube right now? I'm sure we can look that up.
The most viewed YouTube video. It has to be a music video.
Yeah.
There's no way it's not.
Yeah.
Gangnam Style's got to be up there.
It's probably, I would say probably in the top, 10?
Mm-hmm. I don't even know who would be
I think you're
above it.
right. I think Taylor Swift would take the cake on that, though. I think she definitely has
don't
something
know, like-
that's up there.
Taylor Swift on 5.
This doesn't seem
billion?
right.
What does it say?
Baby Shark Dance, yup, that's definitely
Baby
that's
Shark.
definitely up
No way.
Baby Shark Dance, according to this, has 11.98
no
billion.
way. Despacito?
Despacito has 8.04.
Johnny, yes, Papa?
It's
What is it?
the kids' YouTube that's huge. And do you remember when all those scandals were going on?
No.
there. What's crazy is that makes so much sense. Because think about if you have, if you're just a shitty
Cocoa
parent
melon.
with a little kid and you just want to play one video on repeat
Yeah.
for your kid to just stay
Yeah, that's
entertained for
true.
hours.
Shut up.
I would just
Johnny,
play
Johnny,
Baby
Papa.
Shark,
Yeah.
whatever, for 3 hours straight.
I think I would lose my mind.
Despacito is the most. It's 8 billion. But I don't understand why.
Billion, that's ridiculous.
Ed Sheeran is up there too.
But the number that I was seeing on.
The numbers are all crossed.
Yeah. Well, do you remember the scandal that was going on the kids' YouTube where this one guy was like, he was making these kids' YouTube videos, and he would like put weird stuff in the middle of the video. Like he had this like.
What are we talking? Like
Yeah.
some Saw stuff?
Yeah,
or
one was like this evil character that would come, and it was like this really scary looking thing would come up on the screen, and it would be like, he's gonna come get you. Like it was like
What?
it was so
What?
messed up. Like
What?
so messed up. And you can look it up. I forget what the thing was called. But all these kids were saying like, Mom, I'm scared of Nano or whatever it was called. And they were like, what are you talking about? And they're like, I don't know. Like kids can't articulate, but they would say it. They were like, I'm scared of this thing. And then, because no one watches the videos except the kids, they just play the YouTube video, and then it keeps auto playing new kid-rated videos.
What I want to
So
know,
if you can pass it on the system, the kids are watching it and the parents aren't.
how the hell did this video, because it had to have been pretty big by the time that most people started finding out about it.
Yeah.
Like how many views was this video getting? Are we talking millions? Are we talking
I
very,
think it
very
was-
Kids
small?
I think
videos.
it's-
Kids videos get so many views.
But that's what I'm saying.
who's
like,
that, Tyler? Who's that
how
guy
did
that we
nobody
hate?
recognize that?
What guy do we hate?
The guy that we were watching over at the neighbor's house.
Blippy.
Blippy. That
Blippy.
dude's a psychopath.
Who the hell is Blippy?
It's just the most.
Yeah.
It's the most insane. Oh my gosh, what is this? Their videos, Elsa Gate, are videos that are
Is that like a
categorized.
thing?
Maybe some of them include graphic violence, sexual situations, fetishes, obscene language, drugs, alcohol, injections, disease, explicit toilet humor, and dangerous or unsettling situation or
What
activities.
is that? What is that article?
This is Wikipedia.
For what did you type in?
This one is Elsa Gate.
This
There
one-
was
This one says, Minnie Mouse mommy has pregnancy problem, and doctor treats.
Okay. If you let your kid watch that, I feel
no,
like
no,
you
no,
deserve
no,
to have them
You
scarred.
don't. You don't. You put a kid-friendly YouTube video on, and it starts the kids can play on
Yeah,
YouTube
it said-
Kids.
Oh, I see
The
what you
kids,
mean.
it's supposed to
I
be
see what you
safe,
mean.
all safe videos.
It
so
said it
Gotcha.
racked up
You
3
just let them go.
You
racked
let
up
them go.
3 million views in one day, and can be viewed in the family-friendly YouTube.
Should say scarred 3 million in one day.
Yeah, what the heck? Paw Patrol characters attempting suicide.
Evil Santa kidnaps Frozen, Elsa, and Spider-Man.
Did
Frozen.
you guys have any?
What?
Did you guys have any like weird children's shows that like somehow
No.
scarred you, or you just thought were really really weird?
I thought
that Courage the Cowardly Dog show was weird.
Yeah,
Yes.
I also agree. Courage the
Yes.
Cowardly Dog was really weird. But
But it wasn't like, it didn't scar me.
Well,
Momo.
Yeah, not what I mean. I mean just
Momo.
Like, it just seemed
Momo.
really weird.
I know Momo. They weren't doing that to kids, were
Yeah,
they?
they were putting Momo on
Dude,
the
that
damn
thing is
YouTube
freaking
Kids.
scary.
What is Momo?
It's the like elongated face with giant eyes. Just pull up a picture.
Like a Slender Man?
That.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do remember
thing's
that.
creepy. And they were putting that
Oh
in.
God, dude, that is
They
so
were
freaky.
putting Momo.
Why does that Loki look like the daughter from the Incredibles?
Oh my God. Yeah, what's her
What's her name,
power?
Violet?
What's her
Something
power
like that?
again?
Was it,
Invisible.
Couldn't she make like
Because her
force fields or
mom
something?
is thick. Woman.
It does
That
look like
looked exactly like her with a stretched face.
Yeah, when her eyes are big. Look on the right, that right picture.
Look at this picture.
Wow.
Wow. We figured it all out.
Yeah,
Scandals are awesome, but it's not fun when it involves kids. Like, it's fun to mess with just random people, unless the random group of people is children on the internet. Like, it's such a... Like, I don't understand how you can just be like, you know, today I'm going to try and beat the YouTube Kids algorithm to show kids really weird, upsetting stuff.
Dude, I think parents need to pay more attention to what they're watching, or
I
set them
agree.
up watching like what you watch, like SpongeBob or Adventure
Yeah.
Time. Or
I feel
something
like,
that.
my parents watched a lot of this stuff that I watched as like a young kid with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
That's
like
what
yeah, yeah.
actually
My
watching
parents-
it, but
Mine
we're
did,
just
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
It's kind of supervising kind of
Monitoring.
thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
What are these momos on these kids' screen?
Yeah,
and
they're
it says, "I'm
momoing.
gonna find you."
Yeah, it's like really creepy stuff.
But I feel like that's kind of how parenting has been in these like this new generation of parents. Like it's more of just like, yeah, give them an iPad and let them fuck off.
Yeah.
It totally is. Mickey Mouse mommy has a miscarriage. On your kids YouTube friendly kid station.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's
Did you create
upsetting.
that title?
No, that's what it said. That's what it said.
Gus has been behind the entire scandal this whole time. He's been on his computer creating awful stuff for children to watch.
You know I haven't. I haven't
He
had
is
internet.
the Elsa girl or whatever it's called.
You know I haven't had internet. I couldn't have done anything.
You know what? To completely change the subject, I just remembered something that I wanted to talk about on here.
Ruh-roh.
I was driving the other day when it was the cold front came through that just knocked out power everywhere
Freezing.
and like
Hated it.
did all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was on South Saunders heading into Raleigh. Big street, you know, it's what is it? 4 lanes on either side.
Mm-hmm.
All the lights were out all the way into Raleigh. Up.
Dude,
Like all the
I already
traffic
know
lights.
what you're gonna say, and
especially
I'm so
on that
mad about
road.
it.
It was the quickest, easiest drive I had down South Saunders I've had in so long.
You did not blow all the lights, did you?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
but
did.
was that so? Were they like blinking yellow, or was
No,
it just,
okay.
you just ran them?
He
shit?
Listen,
just ran
listen.
them, bro. I got so mad when I was driving. All the lights were out, and everyone just. You have to
Okay.
treat an outage light as
like
a
a stop
four-way
sign,
stop.
a 4-way stop. So
Yep.
and at the light, like right down the road, I was screaming at people for that.
And then you started doing it.
No. On South Saunders, you couldn't. Everyone on the main road couldn't stop because there's like the way those lights work is it's go. Like if you stop on South Saunders, you're gonna back up to the next light and you'd get like a gridlock going on. Like you can't. There's 4 lanes this way, and there's like a side street that one car comes to every 10 minutes.
No, I see what you're saying. I
It
feel
was
like that's
different.
one of those roads where you need to treat it
You-
like one's a blinking yellow, and the ones that are trying to merge on
Are the
that
red
main road
the
are
red
the red
blinking ones? So it's a yield and a it's a caution and a stop.
Do you ever use caution?
No.
No, I just
Never.
blow through that shit.
Yeah. No, but
I go
it's like
full in.
yeah, you know the ones where like you said, the blinking yellow and the blinking red. On South Saunders, like it's such a big road, you couldn't but the thing is though, for some reason, because they were like people getting into turn lanes, and they would just start going eventually, and everyone would stop. It was like the lights were on. It was the most insane experience. But then I did come to like an actual, like it was a 2-lane highway and then another highway, and that's where you need to stop. Everyone needs to stop every time and use it as a 4-way stop.
Do you think there's like a? Do you think that's legal for a big enough road?
Legal for me.
I think it's
Just run it.
I think it's illegal, but it's
Yeah.
but it was just the way it was flowing was a beautiful thing. I can't even explain it. It was weird.
Your eyes lit up.
Well, because what do you think a cop's actually gonna follow you and pull you over for
They
something
couldn't.
like that?
The
Like-
flow of traffic was so weird. You
Sir,
were
it was
you were
That's what
in
I'm
this
saying.
like mentality
When
of
stuff
the
like that
flow.
happens, shit hits the fan, and that kind of
Yeah.
just goes back to
Look
the
at the-
infrastructure of like how the world works right now.
That's when it snowed in Raleigh. Whatever.
that's like 40.
Yeah,
a couple years ago.
exactly. Like when stuff goes out like that, when we lose electricity or lose any kind of just organization, shit always hits the fan.
Yeah.
No, it's so crazy. We were at Home Depot a couple of days ago. We were buying some stuff, and there's so funny is there's like 3 types of people. There's people that the fire alarm started going off while we were in Home Depot, and like there's 3 types of people. People are like, okay, whatever, and then there's like the power trip people, and then there's the like escapees. like
sprinting out of the
like
Home Depot.
super scared, and I was one of the people that didn't care at all because like there was no smoke or anything. Like there obviously wasn't a fire, and I went over. I was going to the bathroom, and the guys were like screaming out there, "Get out the store! Get out the store!" I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, so I went in the bathroom. They were screaming at me for going in there
Oh,
because
that's
it's like
so
a fire
funny.
hazard or whatever. And I came out, and they were still screaming. And the guys were like, "Do you see the smoke? I smell smoke. There's so much." And he's like, "Yeah, I can see the smoke going through the rafters." And then they're screaming at me to get out, and so I leave the store, and there's a hose that burst outside, and it was like I thought it was raining at first when I was walking. There's like those big cargo bay doors,
Yeah.
and I walked outside. And I was like, "Dang, why is like this must be the." Which go when you pull the fire alarm, all the like water goes off or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
the irrigation, and it ended up just being the pipe that burst, and someone pulled the fire alarm because of some water line that burst. There was no fire.
It's funny
People
you
were
say that.
seeing and smelling
That's what I'm
smoke.
saying. Like,
it was like
a little alarm noise, and these 2 guys are conjuring smoke into their nose and into their eyes. There was no smoke anywhere. You couldn't smell anything. It was all water. There was never a
That's
fire.
So funny.
That is actually extremely funny because on Christmas Eve the other day, I was at my apartment and all of a sudden I hear a fire alarm going off. And I see everybody like slowly start to migrate out to the parking lot.
Yeah.
And then not even 5 minutes later, I see just water trickling down the staircase. And apparently, like you said, some pipe burst, or actually I think it was one of the like the sprinkler heads that they have in there with the little red glass tube or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Do you actually know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, when there's an actual fire,
They burst.
it would burst.
Well, that's.
But if you hit 'em
there wasn't an
with something-
actual fire and nobody hit it. It had something to do with it being really cold outside and the water in the pipe like affects
that's
the way.
that's exactly what happened at the Home Depot.
That's funny. Yeah, that just goes to show how fucking cold it got here the other day.
Yeah, it got
And
really
how weird
cold.
humans' brain gets when there's
True.
something awry.
Yeah. We had so what's weird for me is I've had 2 experiences in my life where there was a real fire. Like,
I can't wait for this story.
so the first one was just we were staying at a hotel. Have you ever had the fire alarm go off while you were at a hotel?
I have.
I've had it happen
That's so
twice.
Really?
Yeah, I had it happen just
I've
recently.
never had that happen.
The first time though, there was like smoke, and it was just like one of the little like utility rooms had a little fire in it, and I think they got rid of it, but it was like enough that they had to get rid of a fire. And then we had it just happened again recently, and I think it was just like somebody over toasted something in the kitchen, and it just made enough smoke to set off the entire building.
Wait, were those the 2 times that you were thinking of?
No, those were the 2 hotel times.
Oh, okay.
But
I was like, I can think of one that
Yeah.
you should
Yeah.
know that would be a lot more.
so when we were
dramatic.
staying at our apartment complex, Village Green, in college. Was
For
that when
those
you
who
were
don't know,
there?
a little bit of preface: we were roommates.
Yeah, we
before.
were
Mhm.
roommates through some of college. Were
Ex-roommates.
you living there when that happened?
I was living there,
Okay, so
and I happened to just guess it as you were knocking on my door to explain.
you were like,
what
I'm
happened.
not gonna wake up unless something's on fire, and we were like, wake up, wake up, it's on fire. But it wasn't our building; it was the building, like a couple, like a little bit down, was just on. It was engulfed in this giant, like the biggest flames I've ever seen. We were standing far away from it, and it was hot.
No, yeah, it was scary.
And I
'Cause
remember,
we weren't even close. It was a few hundred feet away, and you could
I
still
re-
feel
I
the
remember
heat
I
of
was
that.
hearing sirens, and I was seeing a little bit of smoke out of our balcony, and all of a sudden I see a fire truck in the complex, and I'm like, something is not right. And there was no fire alarm going off in our building, but I was like, something's wrong. And I just went outside, and it was like I saw everybody outside, and there's like this giant fire. I couldn't believe it. And there's more fire trucks than I've ever seen in my life in our complex. And there's like big, weird trucks filled with like just water and stuff for like people to drink. And there's like
what?
ambulances.
Yeah,
there's
for,
like
all
this.
the people that had to like leave and were just like kicked out.
Somebody
of their
had
entire
their
apartment.
like bearded dragon out, like all, and nothing died. No humans or pets died. They got
The
everything
mini
out.
fridge died. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was caused by a mini fridge on
No
a balcony.
way.
There was somebody put their mini fridge on a balcony, and they had
I feel like you
liquor
deserve
in
for
it.
your apartment
Yeah.
to
Wait,
burn down.
wait. They put their mini fridge on a balcony.
Yeah,
And the mini fridge caught on fire.
yeah. It was like getting wet. or
Yeah,
something.
I think something with
Oh.
either
Yeah.
the humidity or it
Oh.
had
Yeah.
just rained or something that.
Okay, I was like, I feel like that's not a foul thing to do.
it
But I guess
is.
it is.
If you
I don't know,
yeah.
man.
The
I wouldn't be
humidity-
putting-
the
I wouldn't be
humidity
putting
thing.
one outside.
No, you don't really
Yeah.
want to be putting anything like that on a balcony, because you're up. It's just everything's more dangerous when you're up there like that, because like a fire starts, it burns down an entire apartment building. Like it doesn't just burn down your like part of your garage or something.
Yeah.
The funniest part about that whole entire like episode is, so there's a firewall. Do you know what a firewall is? In between, so it's like this brick wall, a thick brick wall in
Oh,
between
yeah.
the buildings that'll stop it from spreading into other apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the sprinkler still went off
Uh,
in all of the other
In
apartments.
the other side.
So it doesn't matter if the firewall was there or not.
Oh my
all of the
God.
apartments in the entire building were just destroyed.
It
Didn't
ruined
the
everybody's
whole
stuff,
thing
too.
go up though? Didn't the firewall not matter?
No, the firewall
No, it
worked.
blocked it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It
Wow.
only
It did what
burned
it's supposed to
that
do.
Spot. Yeah.
It's called a firewall, right, or a fire break or something too. Yeah,
something along those lines.
Yeah, but that like
But it just ruined the whole building anyway.
yeah. It straight up destroyed the whole building with water damage.
And then the fire department just
Okay,
doused it with 1 billion gallons
they
of water.
doused it with so much water.
threw their
They were
axes at
spraying
it.
it for like an hour after the fire was out. Just spraying it.
I have a bone.
See, but
And
what
then
you
we
had
had
to say-
I
another
got a
fire
bone
there.
to pick with the fire
Hold on.
department.
There was
hold on.
another
I didn't know
fire
about
there.
This. There was another,
in
second one?
in a different building, and we like fire trucks. It was at night. Fire trucks started coming. We were like, "What's going on?" We run outside, and it was like all the siding was melting down off one of the
Bro,
buildings.
Whoever insures Village Green is probably so mad. You're like, are you
Yeah.
serious?
And when we were in, shoot, I think I was in the gym the day of the. I was in the Village Green gym the day that the big fire happened, and I heard on the phone one of the people who worked there, and there was apparently they found a body there, like a year before the fire.
Hey,
Like
yo.
there was a body in one of the apartments. They found one.
Hold on. Are we talking like
What, like
murder, like dead body? It was in somebody's
dead-
closet, or
a
like under the
deceased?
thing? Yeah,
I
what
think
do we-
they
what do you
killed
mean?
themselves. I think.
They killed themselves and then put their mini fridge outside.
Yeah. No, but there's so much that went on, and in like it's a college apartment complex.
Oh
my
God.
gosh, there were these lesbians who lived under us,
Nice.
and no,
No.
they were like the they were like, you know, the type of lesbian that is like very big and,
Butch.
Butch.
Yeah.
And they lived right below us. And one night, it was like 3 a.m. And we had been up late anyway. It was like a Saturday night. And I just hear like this fighting going on outside. And I open up my window and I see like a bunch of other people have their windows open because it's loud. And they're like, I'm going to kill you. You're dead. And like they're like thumping around. I hear them like falling down the stairs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I called the cops on them. Because
Dang.
first of all, I was pissed, but also I was like
I
a
feel like
little
you're not,
worried.
You're not a cop caller.
No,
either.
I'm not.
No.
It's not like I've never called the cops before that, and like I have a high threshold of when I would do it. But
Yeah.
I was like, there's death threats and like people are getting shoved down the concrete stairs.
That's when it comes to a point where it's like
It
I
needed
don't
to be
wanna deal with
stopped.
this anymore. Like
It was
let
also
'em
going
handle
on.
it.
Let 'em
Let
go.
him handle
It was also going on for a long time,
as
and I
long
was
as
trying
bullets
to sleep.
aren't coming through the floor, it's
Yeah.
fine.
You would just not do anything.
Well,
It was
actually,
it was
it's funny you
loud.
say that. I actually have called the cops on the couple that lives below me in my current apartment.
Really?
For what?
I swear he beats her ass. Like very consistently.
I don't know why that's so
Wow.
funny. I just laughed so hard at that. But it's funny because of the way you said it.
Well, because I feel like I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I kind of let them do whatever they want.
Yeah.
As long as it's not really bothering me, I don't really give a shit. But when it comes to the fact that like this was maybe, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And you can consistently hear like screams coming and like
Oh my god.
bangs. That's when it was a little bit too much for me. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm not going to go down there and
Yeah.
provoke this dude who's already seems like he's in the mood for beating.
Yeah.
So I'm
Oh
not
my
trying to get in the
God.
middle of that. So I just, that's when I called the cops.
Did the
at that
cops?
point.
Did they do anything?
I don't know. I don't think that it really makes that much of a difference, which is kind of
Yeah,
sad.
that's true.
But
yeah.
I don't
But
know.
if they see her like all smashed up, I feel
Well-
like they might do something.
Yeah.
So even funnier is so maybe I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks ago I
Okay.
had like a senior send off thing with some of the guys in my fraternity
Okay.
at my place, and it's maybe, I don't know, 9:30 at night, so it's not very late.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people in my apartment, and I had just took a little puffs of the marijuana on
Okay.
my balcony there,
Yeah.
and I look down, and somebody's like, yo, there's a dude climbing up the pillars of this building. And I'm like, yeah, right. So I was like, you're just high as fuck. Shut up. Go back
Yeah, bro.
inside. You'll be fine. And he's like, no, look. Like, look
Yeah.
over the edge. There's a dude there. And I look over, and I literally see this guy who's like trying to scale the building to try and climb up to the second floor of the apartment. So I thought he was trying to come to us. I thought he was going to be like, oh, this is way too fucking loud. You guys got to chill out. You gotta go. It's time for you to not.
Scaling the building to tell you to quiet down.
A complaint. Just like he climbs all the way up, and you're like, "Whoa, what's going on? What's going on?" He's like, "Can you guys please keep
I
it
need
down?
you to zip
You're
it."
being so loud."
My baby's sleeping. But so he eventually falls down, which was probably the funniest.
No
part.
way.
So he's maybe, I mean, only like 15 feet in the air, but a 15-foot
Still,
fall from
still,
a pillar
still.
is pretty far.
What was he doing?
So he goes out there, and I'm like, "Yo, can I help you with something?"
No.
And he's like, "You got a ladder?" And I'm like,
A ladder?
No, I don't have a ladder.
trying to do
I don't have a ladder. I was like, "Are you trying to come up here?" He's like, "No, I'm trying to go to the second floor." And I was like, "Okay." I don't really have a ladder.
Are you
I
on the
don't
third
know.
floor?
I'm on the third. Yes.
Okay.
yes.
He's just trying to get
So-
below you.
I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have a ladder. I don't know what you want me to do. And I was like, can't you just use the door?
Or the stairs that
Yeah,
are already
exactly.
put in place to
Yeah.
get to the
He's
second
like,
floor.
He's like, nah, I need a ladder. I need a ladder. And I was like, all right, whatever. I don't have a ladder. So I bet you any money that her ass kicked him out and locked him out. And he was trying to use like some kind of ladder or something.
So
to
this
get
was
in
the
from
guy?
Yeah. I don't know for sure. I
Yeah.
don't know for
Yeah, but that's
100%,
that's
but
the
that would
the
make
But that was
so
the
much sense,
that was
wouldn't
the
it?
apartment
Yes.
below you. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You should have started chucking stuff at him while he was climbing.
god!
Like drop a can on his head while he was climbing.
Nah, we got the kegerator. We don't have cans.
Scary.
But, oh my God, was it hilarious. It honestly scared the shit out of me because I was like, the last thing I need is to have these people like drinking in my apartment. There's like 50 people in my tiny apartment. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm going to call the cops, whatever.
Well, yeah. The
Yeah.
scariest thing is those type of moments where it's like it's not scary for a dude. I mean, not for me at least. But for a guy to pull a gun on you, but to see a guy climbing a building up to you,
It's scarier.
That's so
yeah,
weird, 'cause
I
it's
think
ab-
I'd
it's-
rather have.
it's so abnormal.
It's some zombie shit.
I think
Yeah.
World War Z.
Oh!
It depends on how fast he's climbing too. If he's climbing really quick, that's like the scariest
yeah,
thing.
if he's like a super good climber.
yeah, he's like doing those leap,
Nah,
the leap climbs.
He was the
where
type
he's
of
like,
guy that looked like it hurt his hands trying to climb up. So
What did
I
he
wasn't
have?
too worried about it, but it was more so the
So
just being
ridiculous.
conscious of my neighbors that I was worried about. But it turned out to be just some weird ass dude trying to climb up and get a ladder into the apartment below us.
yeah.
That is so crazy. Dude, I have a bone to pick with the fire department. I have for a really long time. Is
What
that-
did they do to you?
So it used to be a volunteer thing because everyone can kind of handle their own crap.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if there's a fire, you usually can put it out. But if you can't, then the one dude working at the fire department that's volunteering his time
Yeah.
comes out and he puts out your fire for you. And the one time my dad, my neighbor's truck caught on fire near his house, and so my dad called the fire department while he was like hosing down the truck, and the fire department said, "Don't try to put out the fire. Wait for us to come."
Oh my gosh.
And obviously they, it's like 10 to 15 minutes before they get there. But that's just the start of it. Nate, we're going to have him on the show at one point, but he works for a fire and water restoration company. And
Yeah.
he walked in.
Is that Roto-Rooter?
What?
Roto-Rooter?
Roto-Rooter? No,
Is that
it's not
what it
the
is?
Roto-Rooter. It's I think it's Jenkins.
I'm gonna hit the bathroom real quick. You guys keep going.
Okay. But anyway, he had this job where he was restoring this place that got destroyed from a fire. This lady's fireplace caught her wall on fire or something. And the fire department came, they put it out, and they
Drenched it.
they drenched it. They not only drenched it, they went in her attic and were walking around in the attic and kept falling through the rafters. They're like drenching all the insulation. And my buddy who works for the company said there was like at least 5 parts of the attic where they just fell through the ceiling after they doused everything. And then they go to work with their axe. Bro, they still use the axe.
I get the axe. I mean, I feel like
What do
some
you mean
of
you
the
get
stuff,
the axe, bro?
some of the
What
stuff
do you
you
need an
gotta-
axe to put out a fire?
it's to break open doors and stuff, though.
No, they just break everything. They break your TV, they break your windows.
But wouldn't you do the same thing?
No.
I do.
Because I'm not like, I was telling my mom yesterday, I'm like, I'm not like the little kid that used to like build his Legos and then go up to his Legos and kick them like as hard as he could. Like, I'm not that kid. I was the kid who built the Legos and then put them on the shelf.
See,
and looked at them. I'm not a sociopathic
but
loser
I see what
that
you're
grows
saying,
up to go to the fire department, bro. I'm sorry.
but the
Excuse me.
only way. What I'm saying is, in order for you to compare those two, that'd be like if you built the house and you destroyed the house. That's different. You definitely, you 100% had those kids in your elementary school or whatever the fuck that would kick your Legos.
Oh,
whenever,
I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are the fire department. Those kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
They 100% are.
That's
Upstairs,
what I thought my brother
all
was
they do
gonna
all
turn
day
into
is
being.
freaking grill their cheeseburgers all day. You want cheese on that? And then they slide down their freaking stripper pole and hop in their $2 million Star Destroyer to go freaking ruin someone's house.
Let's go put out Village Green.
Yeah, that's bro. They brought the whole freaking Raleigh water tower to Village Green, dumped it on them.
I know, that was so funny the other day because when that pipe burst, they brought 2 of the trucks. So they had like the normal, I don't know, I guess it's just a normal
The Star
fire
Destroyer,
engine, yeah,
the TIE Fighter.
The Star Destroyer. They just had that with just a bunch of guys suited up, and then all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, they roll up with this gigantic fire truck with some weird like.
Yeah, they got the freaking crane.
It wasn't like the normal ladder, like you know,
they got
some
the
fire
rail.
trucks
They have the
just
rail gun on top.
Yeah. It was just some overkill fire truck that you would use to like put out 9/11.
yeah, to get to 300 feet
Yeah,
in the air.
exactly. Like there's only 3 floors in my apartment complex, so it's not like you got to go that high.
Bro, I cannot stand them. I've like grown. I used to really like them. Like when I was growing up, like young teen, I would go to even like when they would have events. I would go to the events and they would show me around the fire truck, and then slowly throughout my like kind of adulthood, I've just had like a burning hatred.
As I got older, I hated the firefighter.
It's like they make a ton of money too, and I'm pretty sure you work there long enough, you get the pension. Oh,
Really?
I'm pretty
I
sure.
really didn't think that they made much. I know volunteer firefighters obviously don't make
It used to
much
be
'cause-
all volunteer. Everyone volunteered, but now firefighters making whatever 80K
See, but
doing nothing.
would you want that job?
Yes. Bro, I looked at yeah, I would.
You would?
I would. Because I looked it up and they're like it's like job satisfaction rating. They're like they're like up there.
Really?
They're way up there. Like if you become a firefighter, you stay a firefighter.
Interesting.
Because you
I did not know that at all. I
you
figured
barely
like
do
everybody's
crap.
always talking about how they don't get paid enough. They don't get this enough.
yeah, frick off.
Yeah.
You work like 20 hours a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. I guess I need to look into being a firefighter.
Honestly, if any firefighters are listening, I'd like to have you on the show to defend your freaking little squad or
Not
whatever.
a bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, if my job goes in the hole because of Chat GPT, I might become a firefighter. Fuck that.
Dude, Chat GPT sounds like it's coming for your job.
It does.
And Tyler likes it.
It's scary.
He
It's scary.
likes that.
I think Tyler likes it until his job is taken.
Yeah. Until the Chat GPT starts lathing pins.
Do the viewers know what Tyler does? Like
I
what
think
his major is?
I think if they've listened to, they know what his major is, but if they listen to
eBay.
the podcast throughout, I think they've figured it out.
We've been talking about you a little bit, so explain your background a little bit.
So
Everybody kind of knows, like,
that was the first time I
Yeah,
ever
I-
had to take a shit mid podcast.
Huh?
that was a dump,
Huh?
bro.
Yeah,
And
Was
you're-
it quick?
You're out of breath.
It was a
I ran
torpedo.
back over here,
You got that missile.
and I'm still getting over the flu.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was rough. That's why our podcast is late, by the way, is because Tyler had the flu.
Pussy.
Yeah,
Even though I did the pod while I was sick.
yeah,
Tyler
yeah.
just couldn't.
Is that-
He's got a safe face. I understand.
Oh, I brought my beer out with me and lost it on the way.
Das Bier.
So my background, I guess, is
But while you were gone, I trashed firefighters for about 5 minutes,
okay.
And
Yeah.
I challenged a firefighter to come on the pod and defend the squad.
I think that'd be an awesome interview.
That would be cool, actually.
That'd be super cool. Honestly, I would be able to ask so many different questions.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys would too.
yeah,
Especially
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like, there'd be so many different things that you could ask. Just
I would be like,
what
how
happens
many
day to day.
cheeseburgers do you grill a day?
Yeah.
How many times do you slide down that pole?
How many times do you go to Firehouse Subs per day?
I used to know somebody whose mom was a firefighter.
I know who this is.
Yeah, and I went to the station one time, and it was hilarious. Like, they were all just walking around, like, literally, I think they
Good.
were grilling cheeseburgers.
Grilling cheeseburgers, got the Xbox upstairs.
Yeah,
freaking
they were just
grinding.
hanging out.
What do
Yeah.
you think their downtime is like? Like, as far as what do you think the ratio is between the actual amount of time that they're fighting fires
So-
Gotta
versus
be
how
at
much they're
least
hanging out in the club?
Fighting fires or working out of...
I was going to say, fighting
So-
fires is different.
So what is it?
Because they're out on
I'm not
traffic
too-
incidents, and they're out
So
on...
I'm
they-
educated
to
with
get-
firefighters.
So they need to, like, I think they need to fill a quota of how many times they go out per day.
Do
That's
they set fires and go
Dude,
put them out
Dude,
themselves?
I swear to God, they do.
That's
And-
happened a lot. There's a
and
lot of scandals
that's the
about
reason,
that.
That's,
What?
That's the reason they show up to these stupid fender benders, is because they need to, like, fill their quota. Like, you see a dude that barely gets tapped,
Yeah.
and then they call, they're like, we got in an accident, a cop shows up, and then a freaking firefighter shows up. Even though they don't
Really?
they don't need to, they bring the truck.
I thought that had something to do with the law. I could be completely wrong,
Dude,
but I thought
I
all
swear-
three had to be like notified and have
Dude,
the
they-
opportunity to show up. Essentially,
Bro, they need to fill a quota. And
what are you looking?
that's
up?
why they show up everywhere. They destroy stuff.
Firefighter arson.
Firefighter arson is a persistent phenomenon involving a very small minority of firefighters who are also active arsonists.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
That's not a
That's the
minority.
best job to
That's
have.
not a minority, by the way.
Firefighting
You see
organizations.
those pickup trucks going around? The firefighter pickup. It says like fire rescue on it.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah,
going
I've
to
seen
set the fires.
Yeah. Firefighting organizations.
Why do they have those trucks?
Firefighting organizations are aware of this problem.
How common do you think like a household fire is? Like
Fairly-
in Raleigh, North Carolina, how many times does some idiot set their house on fire?
I'd say
in a
probably
week?
once a week,
Once a week.
maybe once a
I
week.
definitely think it's more than that.
You think it's once?
I think
No,
at
no,
least-
no. Maybe them starting it more than once a week.
Oh,
but
them
like
starting it?
on accident, once a week.
So twice a week.
Probably 5 times a week because they got that truck rolling kind of 24/7.
I don't know, dude. I feel like people's houses catch on fire. There's a lot of idiots in this world.
There is definitely, and a lot of the idiots own the
2022
Weber grills.
2022 statistics. This is from RaleighNC.gov. Fire 1,068 in 2022.
What is that divide? What is that?
Dude, that's like 4 a day, 3 a day, 3.5 a day.
What is that?
Ridiculous.
1,068.
Dude, and now-
divide that by 52. That's 20 a week. That's 20 and a half a week.
Now you know what those trucks are doing.
Service call.
Yeah.
Service call 4,107. I don't know what that
Look
is.
at how many false alarms there are.
False
what's a
alarm and
false
false
alarms?
call are almost 6,000.
How do you have a false alarm for a fire?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't think I'd ever.
That's the
Call
home.
the
That's the
fire
Home Depot
department.
call.
This
where the
is
pipe
dispatched.
burst.
This is dispatched. Okay, hold on. Let me read what this is. Yearly statistics contain the 9 major categories from National Fire Incident Reporting System, NERS. These reports show these reports show the number of incidents and the types of incidents that the Raleigh Fire Department was dispatched to. So, rescue and emergency medical services, 29,795.
Oh my
So
God,
those are the
bro.
fender benders.
What is that
fender
divided by?
benders.
365.
Let me pull up my calculator.
Dude, that is insane.
That's a ridiculous amount of shit that they have to go to every single day.
29,795 divided by 365. 81.6 a day on average.
That's in just Raleigh.
And there's what? There's like 4 or 5 substations, I think, in Raleigh.
That's a lot of shitty drivers.
A lot of Oh my god.
And their overpressure rupture explosion or overheat no fire is 48.
So that was the Home Depot.
And
that was
good-
one of the
pipe
48.
burst.
Here's by
And yours.
by
That was
month.
one of the 48. We saw 2 of the 48 over the year.
Okay, look, fire by month. The biggest month for fire was April. 'Cause cold. When it's cold, they have more fires.
That's weird.
December
think-
is low though.
You'd think during the summer, like when everyone's doing bonfires and stuff. But I guess
yeah.
I guess
June
not
and
everyone
July,
does bonfires.
June and July spike, and March and April spike.
I feel like the people that do bonfires are usually pretty smart about it.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, I've
not,
never
like,
come close. I've never
terrible
come close to
close.
burning down the woods.
They sound right out there. There's the biggest pile
There might
of
be the biggest.
stuff to burn I've ever seen in my life. Like the amount of stuff that needs to be burnt.
Midsommar.
It's like- yeah.
It's bigger than Midsummer.
I think it might be bigger. Because they do landscaping, so they bring back like
Everything that we haul away, we put in the pile.
Oh, I gotcha.
So they've got the biggest, and then like there's like a couple dressers in the pile now. Like there's all kinds of weird
Scrap
stuff.
wood, dressers. There's kind of whatever.
It needs to be like pulled out and then burnt in small bits, I think.
That's our actually. We're doing that tomorrow. That's our project tomorrow.
Really?
Before I leave, yeah.
burning. Dude, I love burning stuff.
It's so much
I've been
fun.
such a pyro ever since I was a kid. I just love to
Yeah.
just set shit on fire or
Dude.
blow it up. Did you ever have
Yeah.
like firecrackers as a kid? I would
Oh yeah.
put those in so many different things and just see what would break.
That
Oh,
I would
yeah.
just
so
try and
funny.
blow up.
Did you ever do
anything
the
that I
Did you ever do the mortars? My cousin taught me this, where you would empty out the mortars into a Gatorade bottle, and you buy those like extra long fuses,
Oh.
and you put like 10 of them in a big Gatorade bottle. You'd seal it up with the wick coming out,
Yeah.
and dude, it would. I have some videos of those explosions, bro. It is like, it's like the biggest firework explosion I've ever
That's
seen.
nuts. I used to with the neighbors that lived behind my house. They really just didn't give a fuck what went on.
Yeah.
So what we would do is we'd have like a normal just like bonfire. We'd have honestly what we'd do is we'd burn all the leaves that were like in their yard. Their
Yeah.
dad would like pay us to burn all the leaves.
Yeah.
Well, we used to take axe cans and just toss them on top of the fire. At least half full. And it was it's like little grenades that
Yeah.
just go off in the fire. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I remember one time I was sitting at my little desk, like doing homework in my house. I was pretty like maybe like 15, just trying to do some homework. You know, I think it was a weekend, and all of a sudden, the house shakes. And I'm on the second floor. The house is shaking. I'm like looking around, like I'm a little dazed by it because I'm like, what just happened? I'm looking around, like stuff's shaking on my dresser. I'm like, what's going on? It was like, boom. Like the biggest explosion sound I've heard. And I go outside, and my dad's just like standing with his hands on his hips, just like looking at the fire. And I'm like, what did you do, Dad?
Yeah.
I was like, was that you? He's like,
Propane tank.
he was like, yep,
Yeah.
gasoline.
What did he do?
He had taken he had poured like a bunch of gasoline on the fire. Like I think more than he probably thought he had. And then he took a little bit of like diesel fuel on a rag and lit that on fire
Little
and
Molotov
threw it.
cocktail.
and threw it at the
that-
fire.
yeah, that
so he
makes
wasn't
sense.
like standing at the he like launched something on fire at the fire, and it just that gasoline.
Yeah,
like that,
where
yeah,
it burns your
crazy.
eyebrows.
Yeah. So and it shook the house.
That's crazy.
Like it was a big explosion, and then the fire was roaring when I got out there.
That'll do. That's how you start a fire.
Mhm.
Honestly. Yeah, the gasoline Molotov trick.
Yeah,
There's nothing
gasoline Molotov.
I'm surprised I didn't blow myself up as a kid.
like it. I got pretty blown up a few times, but it was just it was just
Okay,
it was just hair.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was just there's nothing. The skin is healed.
Yeah, you always see, like,
As long as no limbs are missing, you're fine.
you ever seen the hands that they try and reconstruct after people inevitably like every 4th of July blow up a firework in their hand?
They never look right.
I've seen people that had like they're missing a finger, or like they'll take the pointer finger and move it to where the thumb is if the thumb goes away.
Okay,
So
you
sti-
know what?
So you still
I'd
have
rather
an
not have a
opposed-
thumb. I'd rather not have a thumb than just cut
Dude,
off my
not-
index finger to
dude,
move it there.
Not having a thumb would be like just having a paddle.
Yeah, it would be like what you could just like smack stuff and like.
That would be so busted.
That would be
Yeah.
pretty funny.
No, they put one of the fingers down
I
there,
cannot
so it
see
moves
my
up
finger,
towards the
my
other
pointer
fingers.
finger as my thumb now. I can see maybe my middle finger's a little bit.
Isn't there like a
thicker.
really high risk that it just doesn't work though?
Yeah, the
That's-
finger.
Yeah, like I just
Yeah.
attached my index finger to my thumb, and it's like, all right, well, you lost your index finger too. You got both missing now.
like this.
I used to
That's
stress.
so useless.
Yeah. I used to stress when I was a little kid about how to handle losing a finger.
Huh?
Like for some reason, I was like, I knew how the proper way to handle it because I was like this. For
It's
some
gonna
reason, I was like,
happen.
it's gonna
It's gonna
happen. Yeah, I'm
happen.
gonna
It's
like
gonna
something's
happen.
gonna happen. I'm gonna lose a finger because your parents are always like, don't play with the
You'll
axe.
shoot your eye out.
You're gonna lose a finger, or don't do this. You're gonna lose a finger. They're constantly. Adults are constantly telling you when you're a kid, you're gonna lose your eye, you're gonna lose your finger, you're gonna lose your foot. Like, so I'm constantly like planning, like what? Okay, so it seems like there's a decent risk I lose a finger. So how do I handle this? And I knew like you put the finger, you wrap it in a paper towel, and then you put it on ice so that you don't damage it, and then it'll last like that for a long time. Like I think it'll
Wait.
last that way for like 24 hours.
You're saying when you lose the finger.
If you get
He's
if you
prepping
still
for his
have the
finger being
finger, if you
lost.
still have the finger, you wrap it in a paper towel, and then you put it in a bag of ice. So it's not like directly touching the ice, so it doesn't damage any of the nerves, but it cools it way down.
What
and
does the ice do
it prevents it from like decomposing or rotting?
in the matter of the time it takes to get to the hospital?
Yeah,
I think it preserves
Wow.
the
I
little
didn't realize it
cells
was
in
that
there. or
yeah, it
something.
keeps
Yeah.
stuff. You can freeze like they've frozen. I think I want to say like dogs or pigs. They've gotten them down to the point where they were like almost pretty much frozen, and then they replace their blood at that point with like something that doesn't freeze, but it like is kind of like natural, and then they can warm
Just
them
wiper
back up,
fluid.
warm them back
Yeah.
up, and like
Antifreeze.
yeah, it's just it's just.
Do you think that's what's gonna happen to us?
The freezing thing?
Yeah.
It already is. Walt
already
Disney,
is,
Walt
yeah.
Disney's frozen.
You think so?
He
do you,
for
do
sure
you
is.
genuinely believe that?
Yeah, there's real
Yeah.
companies.
He's deep in the bowels. Of,
There's real
I watched a
companies
of Disney.
podcast where there's a dude talking about the.
Yeah, the guy who like works at the company.
Mm-hmm.
He went on Theo Vaughn's podcast.
They're super, and the weird thing is they're
Oh.
so passionate about freezing people
They
that
love-
you know it's gonna happen.
They love freezing people,
what
dude.
do you mean? What do you mean they're so? Hold on.
turn this
Fill
down.
me in a little
They're
bit.
like,
What do you mean they're
you would
into freezing?
you would have
people?
to listen to the podcast, but the guy is like, you know, it's his purpose on Earth to be in the cryogenics world.
Yeah, to freeze
Like
people.
that's his only
Mm.
purpose, and he's so like down with it. He's so passionate about it.
passionate.
Would you
Yeah.
want to do that?
No.
Nah.
Because,
Yeah.
okay.
But
I
you
don't-
want
I
the
don't think so.
Here's
you want
the thing.
chip in your brain,
The
though.
reason I don't like the freezing, I was actually just talking to my dad about this. The reason I don't like
Huh?
the freezing is because you don't freeze all your like friends. You don't freeze like you just wake up. You know no one.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Not
It'd be
used
just
to,
you.
You're
It'd
not
be just
used
you.
to anything because everything's
Yeah,
different.
it would just be
you
a-
don't understand the technology.
It'd be
and
like
you're
that
just
dude in The
alone
Martian.
in this like.
Yeah.
The guy who
Yeah.
they wake up out of the little box
Mhm.
in The Martian.
You're just like what? Like
Is
what
that Matt
now?
Damon? Did they wake up Matt Damon?
So
Or
he's-
Matt Damon
Or,
is the
or like
Martian?
Futurama. That's the whole thing of Futurama. He accidentally falls into the cryonics chamber.
I mean, he seems like he's.
But
doing a
Tyler, I
pretty
feel
good
like
job.
with your personality, like you love new tech.
Yeah.
You're like super into it.
Think I
feel
can
like
handle it?
You would wake up and be like, "This is where I should have
See,
been in
but
the first place."
Do you
also
think there's a
old at that
limit?
point too.
Do you think there's a limit as to like the difference in time that you can have? Because like imagine like Ben Franklin coming into this day and age.
I don't think he could
would
adjust.
be so overwhelmed with all.
He
the
would,
stuff
but
that
he
we
would have
Yeah.
so much old wisdom. He'd be like, "Your history books are totally wrong." Actually,
You think so?
he might. I don't know.
I feel like he's not old enough.
Like-
I think if we
like
got like
say-
people who built the pyramids,
Oh, that would
that would be
that
oh
would
my
be that
God.
would
Yeah.
be crazy.
That'd
Yeah.
be revolutionary.
See, that would. But if Tyler went 1,000 years in the future, then you could tell what was going on. You would be a celebrity.
I would, but it would also be so weird. I feel like I would just have to start partying, like all the time.
I feel like the partying, like 1,000 years in the
It'd be
future,
so
would be
crazy.
way different.
Yeah, it'd be like way.
Everybody syncs their Neuralink. They all have the
Yeah.
same. It's like that silent disco thing that we went to in college.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, everybody's listening to the same tune.
Or like when
They
anyone.
just inject stuff into your brain. There is no drinking alcohol.
Let's
There is
go
no
to the
smoking
edge of
weed.
the
They
Milky
just
Way.
inject ecstasy into your head.
I'm like,
Or
somebody get me a
fake
beer,
it.
and they're like, oh, that's like caused all cancer on Earth. Like we found that out like
Yeah, I feel like
Cigarettes,
500 years ago.
smoke. By then, I feel like instead of segregating us into different colonies and countries, it'll be the planets. So you'll be like,
Yeah.
dude, you're going to party on Pluto, dude? That is
Yeah,
so poor
that's
over there.
so lame,
It's
dude.
So
That's
poor,
so
bro.
lame, dude.
It's
Everyone
so
knows
cold, man.
Pluto is
Yeah.
the ghetto, dude. Pluto.
Dude,
Pluto sucks.
Mars is like Amsterdam. It's like just hip and happening, but like weird.
Hi,
like
you've
a
come
red
to
light
Mars
is- yeah.
for a good reason. We have good parties on Mars. Mars is the
Yeah.
place to be.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah,
imagine
it
Mars
would be-
people
it
would
would be
talk.
like that. Bro, you know in 1,000 years it's gonna be like that.
Yeah,
There's
come
no
to
way.
Mars.
We're already kind of reaching out towards
Do you think
Mars.
it'll be like some weird alien language? Like beep.
You're not gonna be able
They just
you're
they
not
just
gonna be
kind
able
of
to
communicate
understand.
with sounds. It's not well. I guess that's what we do, but you know what
Dude,
I mean.
well, that's the
Like, it's a whole
Neuralink thing.
different thing.
Is you're just by looking at someone, you're telling what
Yeah.
they're saying.
What? That's so weird. Are you saying like without talking at all?
Like your mouth doesn't move.
That's
And we're
weird.
talking.
Like just a complete telepathical thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's so weird.
that's the idea that I've been.
I feel like I wouldn't like
Podcasts
that.
are gonna suck. And we're just sitting here.
You'd be able
LinkedIn.
to just tell if a girl likes you so fast.
You would. You just.
Well, I don't think it has to share everything, right?
Nah,
I
I'd just
feel
be
like
an open book.
I
and
feel
be
like it'd
like
be
if
the
you
same-
don't if you don't connect,
It
it's
might
like,
be the same
don't
as
bother.
like it might be the same as communicating like now, just instantly, and you wouldn't have to hear or anything.
Like, you know, like murderers and rapists and stuff are gonna use that shit. They're gonna be like, all of a sudden you're just gonna hear, I'm coming for you, like in your head, and you know he's close, and you have no idea, and you know he's
That's
like
true.
within some sort of range because this Neuralink is connected.
He's only got a certain
He's
amount of
with-
Wi-Fi
he's with-
connection.
He's
Yeah.
within 80 yards.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like,
"Oh,
it's
no!"
it's definitely that guy like hiding behind the pillar. He's like,
There's like only one dude there, and he's just standing
Yeah.
there like pretending to read a book, and he's like peeking up.
yeah.
And you're just hearing, I'm
You look
coming
around,
for
you definitely know who it is.
It's like super obvious.
You tell him, you're like, bro, I see you.
I see you. Stay there.
Yeah.
Stay there. Do not come over here.
I see you behind that pillar. Yeah, my crotch it up, please. Thank
I'm messing
you.
with the
Thank
volume. I'm trying to turn that down a little bit. It was really loud last
you.
time.
But that's like
My crotch can never be loud enough.
that is true. We need to get. We need,
Oh,
that's on
you
me.
can
That's
say
on
that
me.
again.
Hey,
It's
we
that
need to get
garage cord.
we need to get Squidward's nose on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Or lick. Something like
Cupcake.
that, yeah.
Do you remember when Cupcake was going around in high school?
Sadly, I do.
Sadly. What do you mean, sadly.
Bro, that's it. Just seems so gross to me.
It
I
is-
don't
it's
like
so-
trashy girls like that.
It's so vulgar.
It's
It's so funny though.
So vulgar, and she's not very attractive. If you
No,
look at a
she's
picture of
not.
her, she's like, I think I have her.
that reminds
Oh
me
my
of Lizzo.
She's even like less attractive than
This
Lizzo.
is her. Do you see
Less?
Less, yeah.
Her name's Queen. Oh, Queen Elizabeth is the album.
this? Yeah.
I think you read the last name wrong.
Oh, yeah, I did. I did.
Oh my gosh, Elizabeth.
That's the queen right there.
I can see you
What's
on my
sad
Spotify.
is there's so many people that are like looking up to her like she's God.
I hope not, bro.
I bet
I
you there's so
really
much money
hope
that there
not.
is. There's definitely a cult following that she has.
Oh no.
What's the month?
How many? Yeah, how many?
And that's just on
2,290,000.
That's what I'm
saying.
300.
She has 2 million minions that are shaking their badonkadonks.
And we're one of them.
No, we're not. I'm not.
I
We
am.
are.
Speak for yourself.
We are. I don't feel ashamed. I kind of feel ashamed.
Oh no.
Wait, Squidward's Nose is the name of the song?
Cupcake.
I'd rather ride Squidward nose.
I never realized it's not cupcake, it's cupcake.
It is cupcake.
What was that? I think my headset just did something weird.
It's powering
It was
down.
like a fart in my headset. Yeah.
You're touching the cord.
No,
this
no,
is
no,
the
no.
thickest. It is fun.
Yeah, it's good.
That's perfect. I thought we weren't gonna have. I thought I was gonna have to wear earbuds and give somebody my headphones.
I think it should be part of the show that I get the most scuffed equipment.
You do
That'd
have
be
the
pretty
worst.
funny.
Yeah.
You do have the. Although your headphones cost. What are those? Are like
The
the
headphones
really
are like
expensive.
a couple $100.
Yeah,
But they're not supposed to be used for this type
no,
of
they're
stuff.
not, and they're wired in with an aux cord from
Yeah.
a. And your that microphone came in a kit.
It's a little loose.
He just shook the microphone and
build
it made
it?
that noise. No,
You built it
no.
from scratch? You 3D printed that
Yeah. No, it came in a kit with a bunch of other microphones for like a drum set mic
Oh, I
kit.
see what you mean.
And it was like the kit was like $30 and it came with a bunch of microphones. So it's like
And this was one of them?
yeah, so yeah,
So this cost like $10?
or less.
It
Wow.
sounds pretty decent, I
It
gotta
does.
admit.
It does.
Like when you didn't shake it around, it was pretty good.
Well, like these things are nice. These are
That's pretty nice.
these are like notoriously one of the most durable microphones too. Like you could probably throw this thing across the room and it'd
Can
be
I?
fine. I would say no, just because I just got that
I was
one
gonna say, he
in the
got it in the
mail
mail
today.
today.
Just kidding.
So I'm gonna say no, but we'll have you back on in when we get really popular and we upgrade to like the condenser mics and
I
you
can
can
break
throw all these.
Yes.
But we got to get one more.
Yeah, and you
but
don't have to hold it. I'm fine with I kind of like holding it.
I don't mind.
I kind of like holding it. The
Feels
only
pretty
issue
good.
Like I
is
said, I feel like a stand-up comedian holding it like
Yeah.
this.
sometimes you just end up like pointing it away and it gets quieter.
Yeah, I have noticed myself it kind of
Yeah.
drifting, but for the
But
most
I don't
part, it's
know,
not
like
too
if we
bad.
all had stands and the microphones were just on stands, that almost feels a little weird in this.
Except
I feel like I'd have
Tyler,
to stand
you kind
super
of like
still.
you flail around a lot.
I move a lot, but
Yeah.
we could have the one where it comes over here and you're just constantly like adjusting it. You see the people like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
almost like holding the stand
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
constantly
I should
moving
get a
it.
strap for you to like hold you
I get
you to the
a
couch.
microphone
a
strap
chest
on.
mount. Like a chest mount for the microphone, so it's just constantly stuck to my chest. It's like on a boom.
That would be ideal. What
Yeah.
about those little clip-on mics?
Yeah, we
Do
could.
they-
we
I
we
just
could
don't
do
think
that.
they sound as good.
Do
as
they not
these,
sound
though.
good?
Some of them.
I've
that-
tried some of them for like some of the like videos that I've recorded. And
Yeah.
it just
If you get
doesn't
a
seem
nice
worth it.
like
Yeah.
Sennheiser, it would sound good,
that's true.
but it would
But
be.
they're probably expensive. as
They're
frick.
expensive, and there's something about it. It doesn't cut out like this. Cuts out a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Like we have 3 mics running. Yours, the most noise that's coming in. Like if I snap right here, probably most of that is coming from your mic.
Damn, get fucked.
Wait, do it again.
Well, let me mute you. Okay, you're muted. And then. No, it's definitely louder.
I don't know. I can't. I get a
Sounds
pee.
the exact same to
Pretty
me.
damn bad.
Just go pee. You can go. If you
In the
go
woods.
through that door,
Mhm.
but don't unplug the camera.
Just take a quick break because I'm a pee too.
Let's take a quick break.
Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
Little bits. Let me get a little taste of that.
It's an interesting kind of flavor.
It's a pilsner. It's a fine pilsner.
I feel like it's either a love it or you hate it kind of beer.
What do you think? Dropping.
It's beautiful.
Gotta aerate the palate.
It's nothing to
I
write
like
home
it.
about.
I
but
like
it's-
it. I
it's
like
not
it.
bad.
I'm a fan. It is like a.
It's got some strength to it.
Yeah.
They have the light one. They're like the white can is like the lighter one.
I like. The,
Oh, I do know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, they have a Labatt Blue Light, I think.
I
Yeah.
like the density of it. I think it's a good beer.
Yeah, it's like the Yingling of Canada. to
I
me.
think
What do you guys usually drink? Like, what's your go-to beer style or
Go-to-
brand? Just Bud Light?
Yeah.
3 beers are my go-to. Honestly, I haven't done Coors in a while, but Coors was for a while. Bud Light and Coors anyone will drink. So if you just get Bud Light or Coors, like anyone will drink it. You don't have to deal with like, oh, I don't like Bud Light. People are like, oh, people always talk shit about it. They'll
Dude,
be
if
like,
you
oh,
don't-
Bud
no,
Light, you got Bud, and then they'll
bro.
drink 10
Yeah,
of them.
Of course. They'll
Yeah.
just
If
take
you
it
don't
anyway.
like
Yeah.
Bud Light, bro. Screw you.
But
I hate you.
But if I'm going for a stronger brew, or like if I don't want everyone drinking all my beer, I'll get Yingling.
Interesting.
Because I like Yingling.
Noted.
I like Yingling, and people won't touch it the same way.
That's funny you say that because I actually have a bunch of Yingling in my fridge at home that only I drink.
Yeah.
It seems like it's not a very popular thing amongst people that are the same age
It's
as
just
us.
slightly.
Yeah.
For me, it's just slightly heavier, and it just like
It sits a little heavier.
Yeah.
You can't drink them as much or as fast. It's just a better taste.
it
It
just,
is a
I
better
can, I can
flavor.
feel it
Better.
like with Buds. I can really feel them in my gut, but like Yinglings, I can feel them in my gut.
That's true. There's also just such a big difference between the beers that you can just hound and just throw down. Like Michelob's, I can drink Michelob's one on top of the other and have real
they feel really light.
heaviness.
Yeah.
But now you give me some IPA from like a local brewery and I can only have one or two of them because
At first,
it just sits there.
What was
Yeah.
it? What was it? It had to have been a year ago when you were doing the Ranger Dangers.
Oh yeah, that was
That's right.
that
Put me onto
started.
'em.
That started when
He put you onto him.
Mhm.
when I turned
Wait,
21.
Ranger Dane. Are we talking about the same thing?
Not Iron Rangers. Oh my gosh, the freaking
The
boots.
boots.
The Voodoo Rangers.
Yes, yeah.
And I would
yes.
get the Imperials, which
Yep,
which
That's
were
the
like,
ones that I got too.
what is that? Freaking like 9%.
Yep.
And when I first turned 21, for some reason I could do them. I think I just like I didn't drink beer as fast back then.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would drink one every like hour and a half. Like it would go down so slow. But something like the last 2 times I've gotten a 12-pack of Voodoo Rangers, I've gotten so sick.
Mm-hmm.
And the one time I didn't puke. And then the next time, dude, we had driven to the lake. We had just gotten to the lake. I had a 12-pack of Voodoo Rangers.
In one night or
No,
for
no,
the
no,
whole
no,
trip?
no. I brought them.
Okay.
I brought a 12-pack.
I'm on board.
I had 2. Because we got to the lake really late. We started drinking, but we had to go to bed. I swear I had 2. And I puked.
What?
Yeah.
You had two 12-ounce?
Yeah, but like that's equivalent to more than 4 beers.
Bro, I drank a whole.
And I drank 'em quick.
I drank a 6-pack of Voodoo Ranger. I mean, I'm not saying like
I've had
I've
sick,
had, but
6 before.
2 is like yeah, it's like 4.
It's
Four
like
and
4.5.
a- four and a half
But they
beers.
just sat
Which
wrong.
this is my 5th.
I think I hadn't eaten anything that day too, and it was just they were sitting really wrong, and I just got so sick, and I was like, holy crap, I have the spins off of 2 beers.
You know what the solution to that is?
What?
Just make your own beer.
Yeah,
Wait,
you've been
what?
doing that. He's been
You've been
making his
making your
own
own
beer.
beer?
I've been making
So tell
beer
us
for
about
a
how that
while.
works, because
So there's a lot of different ways that you can make beer, and it's all relatively the same. It's just changing up ingredients,
Yeah.
time, stuff like that. So basically,
Mhm.
you have, you basically start off with some kind of grain. You boil that with the water, and that'll create this kind of starch, kind of glucose.
Where do you
kinda
get the
thing.
grain from?
You can get it all. There's like brewery shops around.
Oh,
here.
okay. They
Like,
just like
yeah.
it's like coffee shops sell coffee
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah,
breweries
exactly,
sell grain.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not something that you can just actually you might be able to get it on Amazon, but it's not something that you usually just order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You usually just go to the store and you pick it up. But basically that's how you get your alcohol in the first place. So whenever you put the yeast in there,
Mm-hmm.
it'll eat that sugar, shit out the alcohol and carbon dioxide. And yeah, that's what it is. I mean, look it up. That's exactly what it is. But
Yeah, look it up.
the flavor that you get with normal beers all comes from different kinds of like different malts, rice, barley, hops, whatever you want to put in
So
there.
is hops and barley? I've always been confused. Is that the grain?
So hops is pretty much just for flavor. So it's,
Okay.
you know how people describe beers as being really hoppy, like an IPA is
Yeah,
usually
it's
pretty
super hoppy.
That's just because it starts off all the same, pretty much grain. There's different grains you can get, and yes, I'm probably going to butcher this a little bit because I don't know too much about it, but
Yeah.
to get the flavor that you want, it all comes down to the hops that you steep it in. So you'll just take the bucket of the water that you made with the starch, you put your hops in there, and then that'll slowly infuse into the beer itself. And then as you
Okay.
pull it out, then you're left with whatever beer that you had. So like the last beer that we just made was hazy IPA. You ever have one of those?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah,
That's
those
the
are probably
best.
one of my favorites.
It's just one of the most like unoffensive IPAs, I think.
Agreed.
It was.
I'm not a huge fan of like super bitter IPAs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are, but that's just not me. I like the hoppy flavor, but I don't like a super strong bitterness.
Yeah.
So like
I agree with
tropical
that.
hops is usually the way to go. So
Yeah.
tropical hazies is usually what we try to make. Although
Yeah.
right now we're making a really, really good toasted coconut stout.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Normally, I don't love stouts. I'll
What's
have
the reason for that?
I
Just
don't-
because they're heavy?
Toasted
no,
coconut.
It's like,
How do you do that?
So we basically took raw coconut
Uh-huh.
and you put it on like a cookie sheet and you put it in the oven for like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes at a time, shake it around and then keep doing that for all of the coconut that you're going to put in there. And then you put it in this really fine whole bag kind of thing. Put it in the bucket of beer and you
Mhm.
just let it soak
like
What
for tea.
the
like
heck?
2 weeks. Yeah, basically.
Dude,
it's
I-
literally
I
like a
thought
big tea bag.
Making beer was way more complicated than that.
So what's funny is stuff like Bud Light and Michelob
Mhm.
is way harder to make than in like super hoppy IPA or something.
Yeah.
Because all of the flavors that are in it are masked whenever you have like really a large amount of hops, because like if you fuck up the ratios or whatever, it tastes a little burnt, there's a little bacteria that gets in here or whatever, it'll mess up the taste. And with a light beer like Michelob or something, you'll really, really notice that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So with IPAs, it really masks it, and you
Yeah.
can't tell if there's one little imperfection because it just makes such a small difference in the grand scheme
Huh.
of things.
That's super interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to have a beer like Bud Light where their whole goal is to not let the flavor change.
Yep.
And they want it
what's
to be
crazy
super
is
consistent.
They make it at such a large scale.
Yeah.
They are pumping out so many cans of Bud Light every single day.
Yeah.
Always brewed using the choicest hops, best barley, malt, and rice. So it's everything you literally just said.
Yeah. I was in Texas a couple weekends ago,
Mhm.
and the Bud Light, I guess Bud Light is from Texas.
It
and
is?
It was.
I thought it was Anheuser-Busch. Is it not?
It-
St. Louis, Missouri.
It does.
Exposed.
Get fucked.
I don't know. In Texas,
They may have some kind of processing plant or something there.
in Texas, all the Bud Light said Texas all over it.
What is it?
So then maybe they do.
ChatGPT it.
Bud Light, Texas. Bud Light's roots in the state of Texas run deep. 1 in every 7 Bud Lights sold in the U.S. is sold in Texas. An Anheuser-Busch Houston brewery has been handcrafting Bud Light since its introduction in 1982. So it's Missouri, but they have a brewery in.
Okay,
Tech-
all right,
in-
all right.
in
So
Houston.
Anheuser-Busch is based out of Missouri, but not necessarily everything.
Yeah,
based out of
yeah.
Missouri. Okay.
So Anheuser-Busch has a Houston brewery that's been handcrafting Bud Light since 1982. So
Interesting.
literally all the cans are just covered in Texas.
You want to know what I want to know?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'll keep my mouth shut.
yeah. Tell us what you.
How do the Coors Mountains get blue? How does that ink work, and who the fuck invented that? Because
that's
I'm
pretty
sure they
cool.
have a ton
On
of money
on
right
the cans.
now. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like whenever a Coors Light can gets below, what is it, like 45 degrees or something?
like
Wait,
that.
what?
Yeah,
It
the
turns-
mountains
the cans
turn blue.
turn blue.
The mountains
didn't
on
know
the
that.
can turn blue. Yeah. But I have
And
no
so
idea
do
how it works.
on the
Dude,
bottles.
this
It does
is
it
blowing
too.
my
Really?
mind right now.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I
This
thought
is
it was
blowing
just the
my
cans.
mind right now. I did not know
Check
this
it out.
happened.
Look it up.
This cat is freaking
do you have
clawing
any
me,
here?
bro.
I don't have any right now.
That's
That is cool.
But yeah,
They turn blue.
if you put them in the
Yeah.
fridge, they'll have blue mountains. But if you just leave it out on the countertop, it'll turn like a silverish color.
Here, like this.
Yeah, exactly like
what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at them, and it's such a cool thing. Look, there's an ad. When the mountains turn blue, it's cold. There's
What's
all those
so true
all those
is-
country songs about the mountains are blue in the back of my
Why
truck.
don't more brands do that?
Because it's
It might be
it'd
patented.
Well, it's also just Coors
Well,
thing. Like
isn't-
it'd be obviously.
I've seen those
copying.
like
Who
cups.
makes Coors? Because like Michelob's Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light's Anheuser-Busch.
But I've seen those cups that are like from festivals, and when you put like
Yeah,
hot
but
or
I think
cold
that's
in 'em, they
different. I think
change.
it has something to do with the ink that's used
Yeah.
on the can itself. I don't think it has to do with the material
It's
that
like
it's made out of. I
witchcraft.
think it's like the actual.
it's like mirror. We had
Ink.
this epiphany like a couple of days ago with mirrors. Like what the frick makes a mirror? And it's like some chemical that you put on metal.
That's weird.
It's super weird.
It's Coors Brewing Company, and it's owned by Molson Coors Beverage Company. So it's their
What other beers do they own? Does it say?
Molson Coors brands. Blue
It's probably some-
Moon,
Oh, there you go.
Carling, Coors Banquet, Coors Light,
Bankies.
George Killian's Irish Red, Granville Island Brewing, Hams. There's just Miller High Life, Miller
Oh, so
Light.
All right, so yeah, so they make Miller too. All right.
That's funny. Coors and Miller are the same.
That's weird. I always thought of them as mortal enemies.
Yeah, but they literally own both of them. That's the best way to do it.
They just create competition
The
with
best
themselves.
thing, the
They
best
really
thing to do is to
genius.
create two products and make them like pitted against each other, and then people are like, "Oh, I only drink Coors. I
Yeah.
only drink Miller," and they're like, "Well, I'm gonna buy a bunch of Miller to prove it's best."
CEO is like,
The CEO is like, I figured it out.
Yeah.
I'm on both sides of this coin."
John Coors.
Yeah, Jonathan Coors.
Jonathan Coors has figured it out.
That's so genius.
Especially, yeah, with the Anheuser-Busch company.
Yeah.
Don't they do like regular Busch, right? They're not owned by anything else. Like Busch Light
Yeah.
and regular Busch. Those are all the same company.
Yeah, I think that's Anheuser-Busch,
Like
right? I assume.
Michelob and
Busch
Bull.
Light and Busch.
Yeah, Busch
are
Busch
owned
Light,
by-
Bud.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And what about Budweiser
I'm sorry.
and Bud Light? Oh, the Budweiser is Anheuser-Busch too.
Yeah.
They,
Bud Light.
they own a lot.
Yeah,
then.
Bud Light and Bud are
the same.
thing.
Yeah. Dude,
There's some Anheuser-Busch.
I got the flu over a week ago. It was Tuesday the 20th was like the first day I really got it. And it was bad. I got tested for it on, I think, the 22nd. And I still have, like, I still feel wonky.
Yeah, I definitely get
sucks.
that. Yeah, the flu. Honestly, the flu was 10 times worse than COVID ever was. I got COVID twice, and the flu was 10 times worse than that.
I got COVID one time, but it was on a trip where we were driving a bunch, and it was like there was really nothing you could do to make it better. So it just felt bad, but I don't really think it was that bad.
The one time
No,
I got COVID,
never had too many things from it. so-
when I got the flu, though, to be fair, it wasn't what people say the flu normally is. It was like flu light.
What do you mean?
Like I got a fever, but it was a really low grade
Anheuser-Busch's Flu
fever.
Light.
Yeah, Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah. It was like my highest fever I got was like 100.5, and like I really wasn't that sick.
Dude, that's freaking
See,
baby fever.
I
I know.
never ever had much of a fever issue. The only issue I ever had was I felt so weak.
Yeah.
Like it felt like my body wasn't able to do anything.
The headache I had was the worst headache I've ever had in my life. I woke up one morning and I had to like convince myself to crawl to the shower, and I got in the shower and then I like crawled over and took some Dayquil. Like I couldn't move fast. Like my headache was so bad. And now it's just like a breathing thing. Like I feel like I'm still like out of breath easy and I still coughing.
Well, that's why the flu is like such a big deal.
Yeah.
It's like
Do you ever get dizzy?
I got
like a
super
motion
dizzy.
sickness
I
kinda
got
thing?
a lot of vertigo. But I also was
Interesting.
taking this. The doctor prescribed me Tamiflu and this like industrial strength cough medicine or whatever.
Industrial, what is it? A
Industrial
machine?
It was just like strong cough
my
medicine
body
that
is a
came
temple.
in. Like I couldn't even
My body
read.
is a lawnmower.
I couldn't even read what it was called. Like it was like Dexe, McCormick, Pink Tan. And I would take these little
Very
soft gels
good.
and I would get dizzy, but I would stop coughing.
Interesting.
And I would
That's
rather be
weird.
dizzy. Like I hate being dizzy, but the cough went away. And by that point, I was coughing so much, and it was such a dry cough that it was like burning all the way down every time I coughed.
Dude.
So
I don't
I
like
was just
that.
like,
I don't
I
like
was just
that.
like, give me the dizzy
I'm fine
cough
with
stuff.
every symptom except for nausea.
Nausea sucks.
I agree.
Mhm.
I agree.
And I
Nausea's
wasn't
the worst.
nauseous.
I could
wasn't
be
nauseous.
weak, have a fever,
Yeah.
coughing, sniffling, headache, but if I get nausea, I am ticked off.
Do you guys get seasick at all?
I did.
I did. Last time I went on a charter boat and I got pretty seasick, but I got over it. So I was like nauseous for like a few hours and then it went away.
I have a weak stomach, I'd say, as far as like how quickly I can get nauseous or get dizzy or
The
stuff like
Rangers,
that.
So do I.
the two Rangers.
The two Rangers, but but I've never been out like offshore on a boat for long.
Interesting.
I've never been on a cruise. I've never been like
Yeah,
So
the
I
reason
don't
I
know.
ask is because I'm going on a cruise in like a week and a half.
Dude,
or
Yeah.
the
something like
cruises
that.
are so stable, I've heard.
No.
They're just
I've
like-
been on a cruise before.
Oh,
but
you
I've
have?
also had. Okay. Cruises are extremely stable,
Yeah.
but my stomach is extremely sensitive.
Oh.
So even like the slightest little movements and stuff can kind of get me a little queasy.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But, dude, the amount that cruises have come in the past, I don't know, like 20 years,
yeah.
just blows my mind. Because I remember going on a cruise as a kid, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Well, the Titanic was a like cruise.
Yeah, I was
line.
a
You were
kid for
actually
that.
weren't on a cruise. You were
I
just
was
on
actually
someone's
on the
boat.
Titanic.
Yeah, he was on a fishing boat.
Yeah, he was on a
and his
fishing boat. I go,
parents-
oh,
That was back when
what is this cruise?
his parents couldn't afford a cruise. They
Yeah.
were like, "Little Cameron, we're
It was
on
a
a
cruise to
cruise.
We're gonna go on a
And-
cruise today, okay?
Yeah. He's on some dude's fishing boat.
Yeah.
They gave him, slid him $20
It
to
was a
let him
very
go
nice
on
cruise for me.
It was a very
Yeah,
nice
like,
cruise for
cruise
me.
boats have come so far. They like stretched them out like 150 feet.
He was on a dinghy.
It's ridiculous how far cruises have come, though. Like, the cruise that I'm going on in a couple weeks
Yeah.
is, I want to say it can hold like 7,000 people.
Holy
Jeez.
Plus
crap.
like 3,000 crew members.
Are you
That's
doing the,
so
uh,
many people
are you
to
doing the
just put on
carnival?
the ocean?
It's Royal Caribbean.
Oh my god, that's bougie.
Yeah, got a drink package and everything.
Dang.
Nice.
What are you doing that for?
Because I'm a rich motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding. More so just a graduation gift. My parents wanted to be a little nice. and-
Oh yeah. We got the same deal.
Just
We,
did a
we're
nice
going to
one.
Mexico next year.
Yeah,
'Cause of the
yeah.
graduation. I don't understand this. That you get paid through college, and then they're like, oh, "We're gonna go on this huge vacation.
Yeah.
we spent all this money, so we're gonna spend some more."
Here you
more
go.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got some my parents got me some really nice like DeWalt tools.
That's a graduation gift.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
And
it's
I
like,
wasn't,
you're
like-
gonna be a man.
What did
Let's
you
give
get?
you some tools.
That's what I want to know. What'd you get?
Send you off in the
I
world.
got the drill.
Nice.
I got the impact. I got the circular saw. I got the reciprocating saw, like the Sawzall type thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I got the oscillating tool.
Are those all
XR brushless.
Yeah. The good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I got spoiled. I love
Yeah,
that
that's a
stuff
nice
too.
kit.
It's so nice and I got the big ass batteries, the big 5 amp batteries. and I just got a
Dude, those are so
it
I
was-
feel like
expensive.
such a fucking nerd.
for
I'm, like,
Christmas.
geeking over
For
this.
Christmas, I just
would
got
love all
On
this
power
a
stuff.
tools.
router, the XR router. So nice. I made a desk. I just built a desk for my PC because we're moving in. We talked about it on a different pod. We're moving into a house that's like 3 doors down from here,
Mhm.
and we had to.
Build
it was
everything in the
yeah,
house.
it was disgusting when we first saw it.
It was pretty nasty.
Like you would go in there and you wanted to like put your shirt over your nose. You were grossed out. The
Ooh.
floors were gross.
Did it stink
the
in
walls,
there?
Yeah, it smelled
That's
bad.
the biggest thing.
but there
for
was
me.
potential.
If it
There was
stinks-
potential.
There was potential.
Okay.
Yeah, there was potential, and so we were trying to like strike this deal. Like we do some of the labor of fixing it up,
Yeah, we fix it up, but you give us a deal.
but you give us a good deal on rent,
Okay.
and
That's a good deal.
and
though.
they pay for all the
they pay for all like the fixtures and the
materials.
materials, but we do the work,
We do
so
the
they don't have
labor.
to pay contractors
Oh,
for
all
the
right.
labor.
So your labor goes into your cost for rent.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's like
okay.
it's like a super good deal for both of us because they save a lot of money because they're still making they're still making rent because we're some of the only fools willing to go move into that house. And then
True.
we save a lot of money because we're willing to do the work anyway. So it's like a good deal for everybody involved.
Explain to me
And-
how bad this house was, because from what
So-
I've heard,
It
it,
was bad.
sounds like
So
it
they
was like
at first
pretty
they
bad.
they when the original landlords moved out, it was their original house. They moved out to another house and kept it as a rental. They turned it into Section 8 government housing
And do you know why? I know why. I just found out why today.
because of the income.
No. She worked. So the original owner, the woman owns a daycare company,
Mhm.
and one of the workers who worked for her needed housing, and she was Section 8, so they registered as Section
Oh.
8.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just found
Where'd
that
you
out
figure that out
just
from?
today.
Here.
Who told you?
Your sister. So someone moved in, or she moved in, and she had like 8 kids or something. Like
Fuck that. First of all,
It was-
who the hell
yeah.
wants 8 kids?
I
Eight
don't.
kids.
No offense to anybody who has
They
8
make more
kids,
money.
but
They make more money on
They
the
make
government
way
programs.
more money, bro.
The
She
more
was-
kids you have,
she
the
was
more
ca-
money you make.
Get
so
this.
she's making her own farm.
Get
Yeah.
this. She was paying $90 a month in rent for that house.
$90.
And
$90.
The government was subsidizing.
Government was
$1,400.
subsidizing $1,400, and she was paying $90 that she didn't even pay. And then on top
Yeah,
of that,
ridiculous,
on
dude.
top of that, she had a disabled child that she also cashed out on, and then 7 other children on top of that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, when you're in that like welfare area, you get so much money. She was just cashing out.
And we never not the.
So they just destroyed the house.
Yeah, they ruined it.
Ruined
Like,
it.
It was
The attic was like full of
But
trash.
that's
full
the
of
thing,
weird
like-
trash.
I just feel like if you're Section 8, I don't know. I'm speaking for myself here.
Yeah.
If I were Section 8, I feel like I would treat that house with the utmost respect.
My dad and I
I
were
would-
talking about that today.
I would be extremely cautious with any little thing that I did,
Is that
just
it's-
because, like, it's not my house.
Yeah.
It's still, at the end of the day, not my house.
But
I'm
they don't
paying to
care.
live here, and I'm on, like, some, I don't know, what is it called? It's not a stimulus. I guess it is, sort of.
It's
It's
like
kinda-
welfare
It's
based.
Yeah,
It's
just
subsidized,
welfare
yeah.
checks.
But they don't care because they don't have to care, because you saw they got nothing
Stipulations to it.
nothing done to them. There's no repercussions for them absolutely trashing a house.
And so they evicted them, and then they just moved into a brand new construction house. Brand new, bigger,
It's so fucked up.
and they're
Yeah, say
paying like
ours is
100
like
now instead of
the-
90.
The one that we're at is like 15 or 1600 square feet.
Yeah.
The one they're moving to is 2300 square feet. Beautiful new construction.
So, the guy who owns the house that you guys are in now,
Yeah.
how does that work with the people that moved out? Does he get like some kind of? There's no punishment for
No.
him evicting
No.
people.
And he's like the sweetest dude ever. So he tried to. The woman who moved out was trying to get her security deposit back, and he was going to give it to her.
what?
He's going to give it to
And
her.
everyone
Dude,
was like,
there's like
"Dude, no."
$40,000 in damages.
Yeah, like
40?
Oh,
there was
yeah,
like
easily.
easily 40K in
The
damages.
counters are destroyed. The floors
How do
were
you
all
destroy the
destroyed.
counters?
The walls were
Water.
there were, like,
There's water
big
damage everywhere.
water damage
Oh,
everywhere. There was like
no.
holes and stuff. Like there's still like sinkhole in front of the sink.
Is there any kind of like mold in the house?
Probably.
We're taking care of it. We're
Yeah,
taking care of it.
yeah.
The
Okay.
thing is, we probably need to get it checked for mold, but we haven't. We haven't checked it for mold, but it's come a long way. They
It really has.
Immediately they had a company come in and deep clean, and they had a company come in and paint all the walls, which is it's super annoying because I don't know if you're familiar with like bathrooms. You usually paint them in at least semi-gloss so that the
So
walls
the water
don't get
the
nasty.
humidity from the shower.
Yeah, they painted them flat, so we're gonna have to go and repaint those. It's like eggshell
So
or
is that-
satin or whatever.
Is that something that the homeowner doesn't know, or
They just
everything,
they just
yeah.
like they
Okay.
said the painting crew was like their friends, I guess, and they were
Yeah.
just like cheap laborers
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I
What-
get
but
that.
it made
I
a big
get that.
difference, and it started everything off. And then they came in and they laid new floor down, and I'm like 90% sure they just laid floor on top of the
They
old
did.
floor.
No, they did.
Yikes.
I
Not
know
90,
they did
it's
in the
100
kitchen,
it's
but I
100%.
don't know about
No,
the
they
hardwood
did.
in
They
the
did.
in the.
So it's
living
just
room.
rotting
They did.
underneath?
Yeah, which is
Not
The good thing about hardwood is it like
it'll recover.
It can't get that bad.
The hardwood will recover.
But the
If it
whatever
stays
was
dry and
whatever
clean.
was in the kitchen was pretty bad, and they just laid the floor over it. Which
Yikes, dude.
yeah,
I don't know how, like, you've lived with me, so you know I'm a pretty big clean freak.
yeah.
But I just don't know how anybody could let the house get to a point where it's that bad.
I know, right?
Like,
you're living in it.
You're
and it's
living in it.
disgusting.
Exactly.
Like all the switch plates we replaced. We replaced like.
Yikes.
did you see
So-
Did you see the house?
I've
No.
seen the outside. I haven't
We're
seen
gonna-
the inside.
Oh yeah, well,
we're
we'll
gonna
give you a
we'll
tour.
take you over
We'll give you
when
a tour.
after the podcast.
You'll see the war room. I'm so excited about why
What makes
Dude,
it the war room?
I wanted to move in this house because it's a 4-bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
but we've got them two in the master, and then me and my buddy in the other 2 rooms, and then we have one room for
That's
like
the war room.
the battle stations.
war
Yeah, all the computers, dude, the consoles.
Nice.
It's gonna be a party.
Yeah, and we kind of like Gus and I have some giant desks we brought in, but I measured and made sure there's enough room for Nate. So if Nate told me he might put his desk in his room, so I don't know what he's gonna do, but there's enough room. Like I made sure, so all 3 of us could potentially have. He doesn't have like a PC or anything. So
That's awesome.
I
Dude,
think we
I've
can
been
convince him
using-
to buy one.
Yeah, it'd be sweet.
Oh, he doesn't have one?
No.
No,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
we gotta
Definitely
build him
help
one.
This, yeah, definitely help this guy build
and he's
one.
Yeah,
cashing
yeah.
out right now.
Teach him how to build one. That's like a super valuable skill. I
Yeah,
feel
it
like,
is.
especially as time moves on and like
Yeah.
Yeah,
computers
and he's
are
like
more of a
super into
thing.
Legos. He was telling me
Yeah,
he got a
that's
Lego
all
set
it
for
is.
Christmas. I was like, dude, that's
There's
what
a
it is.
certain amount
It's
of
harder to build a Lego
pieces.
set than to build a PC.
I agree. There's more pieces.
Yeah.
There's more individual pieces in a Lego
It's
set. than there
easier.
are
I
in
remember
a
there was
PC.
this kid. So we went to I went to East Garner Elementary School or middle school,
Mhm.
and we had this like we're an international baccalaureate school, so there was like this whole project we had to do, this like special project, and and you get to just choose what your project is.
Special
And-
ed school.
Yeah. No, it wasn't special ed. It was just a cool project. I won't say special.
It's a sped
Bro, it was
school.
a really cool project, bro. It was so cool.
No, you get to just choose your own project, and then the
Blew some
teachers
bubbles.
the teachers approve it, and then you get to do it. And this one kid's project that I used to know, he convinced his mom and the teachers that his project was building a PC. So we got his mom to fund it, and he got his teachers to approve
Dude.
it, and he literally just brought a PC in, and that was his project, and he got an A.
Thousand-
And
Are you
I was
Thousand
like, dude, you're a
IQ sped
genius.
kid.
Although, you know what? In all fairness, I don't know about you. I don't know when you learned how to build a PC, but I don't think I would be able to build a PC when I was in like 6th grade. How old were you?
No, we were in
You said middle
8th
school,
grade.
right? All right.
I think
So
I was 15.
I still don't.
I think I was
I'd
like
be able
14
to
or
do that.
15, yeah,
14 or 15? What do you mean?
when I built my PC the first time.
Yeah, that's in high school.
True. But it's not hard. It's not hard.
It's not hard at all. I'm not saying that it's hard.
not
I'm just
hard.
saying that me as a middle schooler,
Yeah.
the last thing that I was doing was looking up on YouTube how to build a PC.
Yeah.
I was
So-
doing that.
I was doing that. To be fair.
I was so excited. I was saving up. I was saving
money.
Maybe
as
I was a
well. It was
loser.
like Christmas.
No, we were the losers for sure.
Yeah, we definitely were.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yes, we were
I
trying
don't
to
know,
build
dude.
computers.
It's so funny how like in life the losers switch places.
Yeah, they do.
The people who are losers in middle school and elementary school just doing some bullshit ass whatever.
That are
they wanna
passionate
do.
about something?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Passion is the biggest thing about it because
Yeah.
as they're working on it, yeah, you absolutely love to do it, and it like, oh, those nerds are over there building computers.
You know, there's some. I'm not even gonna say the name to anybody, but
Name drop.
give me some hints here. I went to school with you. I gotta have some hints.
Did you guys?
I'm
you
gonna
went to
g- I'll
Garner
tell you-
I
together?
went to high school together.
I'll tell you who I'm talking about after the podcast
okay.
because I don't want it ever to come back to them because I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm
Valid.
just saying. There's a particular person who. Actually, there's two people. One's a guy, one's a girl that I have queued into on Instagram, just like watching their updates. And
It stopped long
in high
ago.
school they were super cool, like they were like part of the like it crowd, and now like every single post they make it's sadder and sadder, and they're like, you're like, what are you doing with your life? Like you don't, like you said, passion. There's no passion, there's nothing, and they're trying to ride that wave of like just being cool and fun that no longer is working, and
Into
it's
the deep
so
end.
weird.
It's the people that peaked in high school.
Yeah, and it's
It's
almost
it's like
sad.
a real stereotype.
It's real, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy that like the people who were like prom king and queen
Yeah.
are actually just
Nothing.
losers now.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing going on for them.
they literally have nothing going on. There's nothing that is. Well, I shouldn't. All right, I'm being kind of mean here. I don't want to be like.
No,
there's
you're
nothing in their life.
There's-
That means
yeah,
suck,
anything.
yeah.
bro.
The thing that's also weird is the people who were hot that aren't anymore is really jarring.
Yeah, they really have nothing now.
And they were going like some people
didn't
were
have
just,
anything to
they
begin
were
with.
just rioting on the fact that they were hot, and now they're not.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a
Imagine
weird
being
thing.
hot from like 14 to 17.
Yeah, right. And then all this, and then
Damn.
it's just that's it. Then you're not for the rest of your life. You're not.
Being hot from 14 to 17 must be the worst. That's so,
And then like there's people
oh,
like
man. That feels like pedophilic to say now.
yeah, but I know what you mean. And there's like I feel like from 14 to 17 I looked so awkward.
I did too. I mean that's when we're going through it.
Yeah,
We're
you
going
got
through the
I had like
motions.
horrible acne. Like I was so skinny.
We're in
I had
the-
really bad acne.
Yeah, we're in
high
the
school.
trenches.
The
We're-
first 2 years of high school, my acne was terrible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dude, most guys' acne is just really bad in high school.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Tell the podcast how you first met me and what you first thought of me.
Oh my gosh, this is a funny story. So we're at 2 hours and 4 minutes. This is the longest podcast by far.
It's going pretty well.
It's fun though.
At least for me.
I'm good to keep going. So in high school, I did not like Cameron at all. I thought he was a douchebag.
Really?
I was.
I remember one time.
When did you is this freshman?
No, well, no, junior. I didn't
Junior
even-
and senior
junior
year
and
is when
senior
like
year.
my popularity, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
took place.
Yeah, and
You're popular?
he was like
Not
he
really.
was,
I
like-
wasn't like super popular, but I would say I was like middle of the crowd. Like people knew who I was, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like I'm the face that everybody looks at. You know what I mean?
Oh.
he was
Okay.
definitely more in the popular crowd than I was, and but there were like. We went to such a huge high school that there were multiple popular crowds. It was weird.
Yeah.
But there
very
was
true.
like one Garner one. We went to Garner High School and there was like the Garner people. It's a whole thing. But one time I remember we were going to this like extracurricular thing. I think were you in the Civitan club?
I was in the.
I was
Civitan
too. So
club.
there was this
Civitan
it was called
club?
Junior Civitan. It was
Junior
like
Civitan.
Civitan is just a like
It's just a service.
community service club,
Yeah.
and then Junior Civitan was like in schools, and we were in that because I was friends with the person who was the like in charge of it.
Uh-huh.
I needed extracurriculars
Yeah.
on my
Yeah. And so we were doing this. We were going to this haunted forest, which was the most fun thing. We would basically work this haunted forest in Mebane, North Carolina, which was
Wait,
like
what was it called? Do you know what the forest was called?
Haunted forest.
haunted trails or something. But it was pretty big, and they would like collect money at the door. Like it was a big deal. And we would go work that, and it was so much fun. And it was far away. Like it was like 30 or 45 minutes away, maybe. Which was like the farthest we had really driven because we were like juniors in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I got there. I showed up to the parking lot. This is after school on a like Thursday or something. And I remember I get there to a scene where Cameron has one of my friends in his little Altima that he used to drive. And he comes into
Shout
the
out
parking
the
lot.
Altima.
He comes into the parking lot at like 45 miles an hour, just like understeering like crazy.
Front
You were
tires squealing.
You were drifting
No,
around.
no,
and
it
no,
wasn't
front
drifting.
tires
The
squealing,
front
not
tires
back
are
tires.
scrubbing,
Front
so he's not
Yeah.
drifting. He's understeering.
It's I'm trying to
Oh
turn
my
and the car's
God.
not
He
turning.
thinks he's drifting. I think. Like in my head, I'm like, this kid.
In
thinks
my
he's
head, I was drifting before I knew
Yeah.
anything about like mechanics of cars.
but all he's doing is like,
I thought I was drifting. I just
basically-
heard squealing and I thought it was me drifting.
yeah. Basically, his car is not not turning as fast
snorted.
as he's turned his wheel. So it's like trying to go straight even though his wheels are turned.
Uh-huh.
And
It's just
I'm like,
dragging my front
I'm
tires.
like, what? He's gonna kill my friend before the haunted forest for what? And I'm like, this kid sucks. I did not like him. And then we both went to NC State, and I remember I saw him in the little graffiti tunnel that we have at NC State,
I will
and
never forget that.
I was just like, Cameron, because I didn't know anybody.
Hold on. You are missing a very, very
What
key
happened?
night. That happened before we started college.
Oh, you're right. I had a hole in the memory. So we had this one friend, this very Hispanic friend, who
Hispanic.
yeah.
Hispanic.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
We have I'm gonna keep going. We have a
Okay.
very Hispanic friend.
Does her
which,
name start with an S?
Yeah. And her culture and her family is a little bit like way different. So they're more like party culture, and they're like very much from Colombia, and where's
Oh, different story than I'm thinking of.
What the
I'm thinking about the
Continue,
one time we
continue.
got very intoxicated at this friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was like one of those first times I was ever drunk. And I saw Cameron. I was like, Cameron, man, like, I don't really know you, dude. Like, it was when you get drunk the first couple times and
Yeah.
you get like really like emotional and
When
you
you're
don't-
figuring
don't-
out how to be
you
drunk.
don't
You
know
start
how to
crying.
handle being drunk. I was like, Cameron, like, we should be friends, dude. We should
Crying.
be friends. What night are you talking about?
I'm talking about the summer before college, when we went to one of our mutual friends' house, and she brought one of her friends. It was actually that friend's house.
No!
That's what I'm thinking of.
That was one of the worst nights.
Yep. That was probably one of the worst nights of your entire life.
I think you've told.
It was
the
one of the
story.
best of mine. Not one of the
Oh my
best,
God.
but
Have
it
you
was
told the
pretty up
story
there. It was
with
pretty
the
good.
with the
I'm gonna
the
get into
chick
some
that
of it.
liked you but didn't?
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
didn't like her.
I'm gonna
Yes.
I'm gonna get into some of
Yeah.
it.
Get down. I gotta pee
Give a
real
little
fast.
bit of facts.
It's gonna be I'm not gonna get into the whole thing.
That's okay.
But I'm gonna.
We're good, we're good.
Mute his mic. So we're going to this house. We're about to get into college. We both already got into the college. So and this girl is like a year older than us, already going to a different college. I'm pretty sure. So we're like, this is a college hangout. We're going to some apartment. We didn't even know anybody with apartments yet. So we're like, this is awesome.
Yeah, we're still living at home.
And it's that thing where you're like, is your friend hot? And she's like, yeah. She's got a good personality. Like, we're like,
We should have known at that point in time that it was just going to be a bad night.
oh my gosh. And the friend was very large. Like it wasn't like one of those things where I'm just being like nitpicky. The friend was. Did he get locked out?
I don't know.
No, just come in the door. No, it didn't. Pull the
I'll
thing.
let him in. I'll let him in.
He got locked out. He's gonna let you in the other door or this door. Okay, come back here. So,
Door's broken.
she is a very, very, very
Enormous woman.
yeah, and so
big boned.
yeah,
It was a bit more than big bone.
and then he and the girl we came with, who is a very attractive like girl that we were both kind of going for, and
I think we both thought that she was into both of us.
yeah, and then when she started
Like, I
giving
didn't
you,
think that she was into you, and I don't think you thought that she was into me.
yeah, she like almost got us both there on the premise of she was into us, and then when she was like more into Cameron,
Dirty
I was
whale.
like, yo, I gave him the talk because I was like, Cameron, she's into you, and if I keep like doing something, like I keep trying to get this girl, then I'm getting in your way, and if one of us scores tonight, like that's better than none.
True,
So I was
true.
I was like, so you go ahead. I'm just gonna do nothing, and I'm gonna sleep on this couch tonight.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
first,
we're both extremely hammered.
Yeah,
off of
and
okay,
again-
could I get a
and,
visual?
Yeah.
I want a visual of this woman.
No, there's no visual.
Could I get a visual?
I'll show you. I'll show you afterwards.
I just want to. I want a little mental picture. Just say the number. I just want to hear a number.
What would you say? A 7?
What are you saying?
No, the other girl. The other girl.
Wait, which one?
the
Which
other.
one?
The other
big
one.
one.
The big
Not-
one?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, maybe.
Give me a number. Give
I
me a
don't even know
3-digit
if-
number.
I don't think numbers go that low.
3-digit number.
No. Wait.
Oh, wait. Fuck.
Wait.
I don't think
Like-
numbers go that low.
I think
I would say pushing 300.
See, that's what I needed in my brain.
I
to-
would say
to wrap my
Yeah,
head
like-
around it.
325.
yeah, like
Whoa.
Like,
and I
not
Height?
enormous.
Height? What's
but
the height?
and okay, and I'll just say
maybe
nothing
same height as
against
me.
Okay.
against
5'9",
her
5'10".
like her personality was good, like whatever, but there was no like
Don't try to sugarcoat her.
but there was no
She's got enough sugar.
She's got
yeah. And what happens is Cameron and this other person go and shut the door, and I'm alone.
Yeah, but
No. I've heard his side, but on your side, was that intentional to get
no, not at all.
them too?
I was just extremely drunk and was horny as
Yeah, we had
motherfucker,
never
and
Did you-
been we had never
Okay,
been
okay.
that drunk before.
We just happened to ride together too because
Yeah.
of that night that we had just
Yeah.
like the night that he had talked about previously was just at one of our mutual friends'
That
house, and we
was-
just
Oh,
kind of
okay.
became
I was-
sort of friends.
I
at
was
that
pretty
point.
young. I was definitely underage, and they weren't. And they bought us,
a lot,
and they
of
fed
alcohol.
us so much alcohol.
between shots and just mixed
So
drinks.
it was
The
just,
most
It was just a
the
2v.
most-
It was a 2v2.
Yeah,
That's such a weird.
it was
more
the
a
most
2v1.
alcohol. It really was.
and then all of a sudden, yeah,
I'm
There
and
was
the
just a
entire
split.
night. The entire night, the attractive girl is whispering in my ear like, "My friend really likes tall state boys," and I'm like. And I'm just trying to ignore her, but I've never been this drunk in my life before. And I'm like, and
Yeah, you have,
and I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
I'm honestly surprised my dick worked at all.
Yeah.
Did you
And-
get some from the hot girl?
Yeah,
Oh, he for sure did for like a couple weeks after that too. But there was just some. That's where I can't get really much more deep into what happened because I can't
out of
but-
shame.
Out of shame, but
I can see it on your face. It's like
Let's leave it at that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If
Let's
I've
leave
seen
it at
this
that.
much
Just
shame.
know that
Like
there was
you're
this-
looking to stare, staring at the
It
ground.
wasn't like I didn't
It was
like.
not an all the way.
It wasn't an
type
all
of
the
thing,
way, but it wasn't like
nothing.
nothing as it should have been. And I learned a really good lesson that night.
Well,
of-
what's the first thing that happens when you ingest alcohol?
Your penis comes out.
Yeah.
Your judgment. goes.
Yeah.
My penis comes out.
Lack of judgment. You
Yeah,
could
that
have
was
judged her as
a-
a 160 pound just
What are you
hottie.
looking at? You scaring me over here.
I thought I heard something.
He's looking at
Oh,
himself over there.
I could see myself in the
I can see
reflection.
myself too.
Yeah, it was just a what was
That
that?
was my sleepy time
It was
phone noise.
it was an interesting time.
At
Honestly,
8:14 p.m.
you know what? After hearing
How's it doing
some of
that?
the stories that I've heard from my fraternity guys before they started college,
Yeah.
that's not too bad of a story.
Yeah, I know,
There have
but
been
it just like
some down bad incidents.
really.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna get into
Jars
it.
of
Yeah.
now,
peanut
but just
jars,
know
jars
that, like,
of peanut butter.
yo, who got that German Shepherd on lock?
Whoa!
Hey yo.
Wait a minute.
But no, I really don't think you should feel too bad about what happened that night.
I'm at peace with it. If I'm being honest, I'm at peace with it, and
It didn't look like it.
yeah, there's a little bit of
There's always going to be that regret. That will never ever go away.
yeah.
Time will heal.
Time heals all wounds.
Time heals all wounds.
Because eventually, I think you talking about it now is fine. I really don't think
Yeah.
that it bothers you too much. But there is still that aspect of like, are you fucking kidding me? I did that
Yeah.
shit.
Well, there was
What
like
got into my head?
I'm
Do you have
never-
that much regret, or is it like it needed some?
I think it's a regret, but he's okay with it. Tell me
It-
if I'm wrong.
Yeah, yeah. It's also one of those things where like I'm never gonna be the one to say like I got like taken advantage of.
Raped.
But yeah, I'm never gonna throw that
Dude,
R
honestly,
word
the,
out.
the more
No,
I
no,
think
no.
about it, the more
If a girl
It was not
kinda-
that bad. It
It
was
kinda
if
not
a
lines
that bad.
up.
girl was in the situation that I was in, I would 100% be like, yeah, she got raped.
No.
Yes. If
No.
if two
It was not that
if
bad.
two underage girls if two
Uh-oh.
underage girls went
Yeah.
to two of age girls
You
apartment.
weren't underage.
Yes, we were.
I wasn't.
No,
What do you mean?
no, not
Tyler
underage
has
like that.
trauma.
We were like
You were almost 19. You weren't
yeah,
underage.
yeah, I'm saying underage for alcohol.
Oh,
And they were like 21.
Oh.
And
Okay.
I'm saying if two girls who couldn't buy alcohol went to two guys' apartment and they got them obliterated for one of the first times ever, and then stuff ensued, those girls would be traumatized.
I wasn't traumatized.
No, you fucking weren't, but
So what do you think? Do you think you should file a report?
no.
Dude,
I
you
would.
could,
I'm,
you
no,
could
no.
get some serious bank.
No.
We kind of need it right now.
Yeah, we do. We need to buy some new microphones. We need to buy some headphones.
Pod money.
We need
Yeah,
the pod
we
money.
need some
Your new pod
money.
racer.
What if we start the podcast off of a scandal?
We're gonna do a scandal.
Yeah, let's do some scandal and get a lot
What
of
would
money.
said scandal be?
Let's go to like Lowe's Hardware and trip really bad.
Yeah, but what are we gonna say? That the power tools started attacking us? What do
No,
you mean?
just there was water. Dude, his mom is an insurance adjuster, so she's constantly getting these claims, and she works for New York State. Or she doesn't work for New York State, but she works regarding New York State claims. And some of these claims are so crazy.
Multi-
This DeWalt XR table saw fell off of the thing and had the battery fall
Dude.
into it and cut my arm.
Yeah.
Multi-million-dollar claims for slipping on like concrete.
Yeah. They had
What's
one,
crazy though is I have seen some of the medical bills where people just
Yeah.
fucking slip, hit their head, and then the medical bill is like hundreds of thousands
Yeah.
of dollars.
But
because they
then
had to
you
get
get
so many
5
MRIs.
mil. You get a 5 mil.
No,
check.
I'm not
They
saying
had
that
one-
they make out. I'm just like they don't make out.
They
I'm
had
saying,
one
like,
where a guy was illegally had a job. Like he didn't have any kind of
He was an illegal.
citizenship or green card at all.
interesting.
And he got a settlement.
how does that work?
Easily, apparently. It wasn't hard. Like there was
Who did they file it to? If this motherfucker don't technically exist here.
Same as anybody else, and no one said anything about it, and no one was willing to talk about it, and they just went through the system just like any other one would.
So how do they check that? Is there like some kind of database that you like put names into that will tell you if they're a citizen or not? Like,
Dude, it's
how,
just like
I really don't know.
Well,
how
the
it
you
works.
have to
company
find
has
out-
to probably
yeah.
provide if they get looked into. The company has to provide
Like
an
a social security
I-9
number.
and the stuff they have. Like I worked for Jersey Mike's, and I had to submit my social security number, and
Yep.
I-9, my ID, my
Yep.
federal ID,
I had
or
to
my
do the same
state
thing
ID.
for the ice rink.
Yeah, it's like that's not a big company, or it's a big company, but it's not like a significant job, and I had to submit all that stuff. So if you hire somebody and it's under the table and they're, you don't ask for anything, you
Yeah.
know that you might be hiring somebody who is not a citizen.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
What would you do in that scenario?
I think you just have to, if you're a business and you want to protect your stuff, you have to just do it by the books. You have to
Yeah.
put them on as an employee
I think so too.
and collect the tax or pay the taxes for all that stuff. And
I've looked into that a little bit. I've started my own
insurance
W-2.
fraud.
No, not insurance fraud. Like just starting your own business and like how you need to write off
Yeah.
everything and
Mhm.
how you actually mark some things as expenses, even though
Yeah.
they're like sort of not expenses.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's just a whole weird world that like that's a lot of how these politicians get their money too. Though.
yeah.
Is like a lot of that comes from just behind the books kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's not that expensive to start an LLC, and then you have a
Mine's
company.
coming 2 weeks.
Really?
Hopefully, yeah.
Solid.
If it gets approved.
What's
yeah.
the name? Or if you want to say it on here.
I'd rather not say.
No, that's okay. You're going to tell us afterwards, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm...
Just because none of you, unless you all are in Raleigh, you're not going to benefit from it anyway. So I'd
Yeah.
rather just keep it small.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, it's for me to just learn how to start a business.
Yeah,
and
there's a
start an
lot to
LLC
learn,
and
and-
figure out what you can write off, what you can't write off.
Much to learn. If you
Yeah.
if you buy food that fuels you, that you fuel the business. That's a write-off.
You literally can write off almost
Wait,
anything.
actually, can you actually do that? You can
Oh,
write
yeah.
off fucking.
You can
food?
write off any miles that
Me
you
and,
put on your
Yeah,
car,
I know the car.
that aren't commute.
Yeah,
Basically,
You
what,
can't write off commute.
So I'll tell you what it is. I just won't tell you the name of it, so you
Okay.
can't we'll just steal it or whatever because it hasn't officially gone through yet.
Yeah.
But it's basically this drone cinematography kind of business that I started with my roommate. And we have a couple clients that are basically real estate corporations that we go around and we take drone videos of the outside of the premises
Yeah.
and the inside of the premises, and we just give like promo videos to these real estate companies,
Yeah.
and they pay us a decent amount of money,
Oh, yeah.
and they just show it to their customers. And what's crazy is just from that, you can see their sales go up big time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I feel like that's a big part of our market is we got to start looking at all of these realtors that are around here
Yeah.
and just use
yeah,
that to our
that's a cool little
advantage.
business.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I
yeah.
like that, and
But that's the thing. It's
useful.
not. It's not something that's like super big. We're not
Yeah.
the next Apple or anything. But it teaches me how to use the different write-offs that you can use for like gas mileage when we have
but
to
the-
drive
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
real estate
Yeah.
things and like.
That could be very scalable though.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
Well, that's kind of what we were planning on is just kind of see how it works in Raleigh. Then if we can start
Yeah.
branching our way out to the
Mhm.
state, and if it actually becomes something, then we'll branch out to the rest.
and
of
my
the
friend
country,
who's a computer science major is doing house renderings. So
Ooh, that's a good
he
one.
makes 3D models of houses that will be built for like contractors, engineers and stuff.
Gotcha. So how does that work? Does he make the 3D models from scratch, and then that becomes the house designs, or do people give him
don't-
the house designs and he makes the 3D models?
I think he might have the models from the engineer or the contractors, and then he shows the customer what it will look like when it's done. Type like interior design and everything, what it's kind of going to look like. I think, I'm not exactly sure, but I think that's what I've heard.
Gotcha.
It's a cool business, and I think they're making a lot of money. So there's a lot of money to be made in that.
Yeah.
I mean, real estate is literally everywhere, and it's getting bigger,
It's one of the
bigger
only
and
things
bigger.
that's never ever gonna go away as long as humans are
That
alive.
and food.
Yeah.
Yep. Hmm. Or healthcare.
Yeah. Those are the
Yeah.
permanent things.
Yeah, I'm super into that stuff.
All right, we're at 2.5 hours, so I have one more topic I wanted to get into, and I wanted to get into it at the end.
Shoot.
Potentially. It depends on if you've seen a certain movie. Have you seen Avatar?
Mm-hmm.
The second
have?
one?
Yeah. Not the second one. Not the second one.
Oh,
Okay.
what?
Not the second
Well,
one.
that
I've
was
seen
the one
first
we're talking about. So,
Wait, you've seen the second one?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
You motherfuckers must have just watched it.
Yeah.
We went, I think
It just came out.
I
Of
think-
course we just watched
I
it.
think-
I know.
I
but
think we went 2
give me
weeks ago.
Give me a chance to catch up, bitch.
All right, well, we're
It's been
not
out
going
for
to
3 weeks, I think.
We're not
3
gonna-
weeks, my
okay.
ass.
No spoilers. I was going to say let's spoil it if you had seen it, but
Hold on. I gotta pee anyway, so you guys can discuss. I'll come back in a second.
Okay.
Sound good? I'll
Okay,
jump in
so
at the end.
spoilers.
Okay. Do
Spoilers.
the spoilers
Scream,
when I'm gone.
scream
Do
them.
the
So
spoilers
just
when I'm
get
gone.
done. Get
so
done.
You can hear him while he's peeing.
Be done with the podcast now if you haven't seen Avatar 2.
No, I want to hear about it.
Okay. No
Dude, honestly,
spoilers.
there's not that many spoilers in the movie. It's like all kind of subpar.
Okay, just
plot.
listen to the podcast if you care and don't listen if you don't.
I agree.
Or the other way around.
No, I agree.
Okay, but I'm going to pause till Cameron gets back. All right.
Heck yeah.
So, Avatar 2 was... I'm going to try and not spoil it, but talk about it, basically. There's not really huge...
I don't even remember the first one.
So, it's based right off the first one, so you probably might want to watch the
It
first
jumps-
one.
I
It jumps
definitely.
you right
I'm
back
planning
in.
I would
on
watch the
taking
first
an
one.
edible and getting high as fuck watching the first one, and then going to the movie theater across the street and watching. the
That's what I would do, yeah.
That's a really good idea.
But it was just good to me, like, and it was very similar. Like, people for some reason, people are upset about the plot not being very good.
That's
But
what I was a
but
little
like,
upset
if
about.
you look at the plot of the first one, it wasn't very good.
No,
like,
it
the
was just-
plot.
it's
It's like
just
a
the visuals.
Transformers movie. Like the whole movie.
Oh, okay, but the Transform. You can't dog Transformers
Why?
because it's really good all
Transformers
around.
plot is not good.
Yes, it is. They have to save the Earth from the Decepticons.
Yeah, and they have
Okay,
to save
okay.
the planet from the humans.
I'm on both of your sides right now because I really like all of the Transformers movies.
Me too.
I do too.
But the plot isn't the strong
But-
point.
The plot is pretty trash.
The
It's
plot's
the same
not the
plot
strong point.
Every single
Michael
Yeah.
Bay goes hard, you know it.
Yeah, in the action, the action's really good. That's the same thing. That's the same way I feel about Avatar. It's like it's a 3-hour movie or however long it was to show off this really cool animation and CGI, and it's good enough. The plot's good enough that you can watch 3 hours of it and enjoy yourself. And the plot was kind of trash in the second one, but it was in the first one too. Like, it's not like it's not
Yeah.
a
No,
plot-driven movie.
I totally agree with you.
So I really liked it. Honestly, I thought it was really good.
I gave the plot 4 out of 10. I gave the visuals 10 out of 10.
yeah.
So it kind of rounds out to like 6.8 or 7 out of 10.
All right, so from what I'm getting from what you guys are saying, the CGI is amazing, but the plot is not really all there.
Yeah, and
Well,
it's not
well-
that there's no plot. Like, there's a plot, but it's just
Okay.
not super
the plot,
captivating.
The plot's just super low IQ.
Yeah, it's like it's not. it's never hard to know what's going on.
It's never
like,
hard to
you
know
know
what's
when you
going
watch
on.
a movie with a really complicated, like advanced, cool plot, and you have to
Mhm.
watch it a couple times before you really know what the movie was about.
Yeah.
Not like that. You know what the movie's about.
And sometimes it's just like agonizingly
Okay.
like cliche.
Is it worth me paying to go to a movie
Uh-huh.
theater to watch
Yeah,
it?
100%,
because
'cause
it's
it-
the
'cause the
action
visuals.
and the visual is cool
Yeah.
on the big screen,
Okay.
and the sound from the movie theater.
The
Because I
soundtrack
feel
is
like a
pretty good.
lot of the movies that have come out in the past couple years have been like ones that they're good enough to watch if I
Avatar-
like pirate them at home,
Yeah.
but to pay the what is it like $20 now?
If you go to Cary on Tuesday, they got a They got cheap Tuesdays.
Is that with all of the movies? I thought that was just like the older movies.
It's not as cheap.
I think
But
we got
it's
our tickets
still-
for
cheaper.
$7 or something.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna check that out.
yeah, it was worth it. I think I would go see it in theater. I liked it, but I
So
think
the
we're gonna.
cinematography is worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The CGI was really good.
Okay.
But otherwise, we got to wrap this thing up. We're at an hour and 33 minutes, or 2 hours and 33 minutes.
2 hours and 30.
This is the longest, podcast by almost an hour.
I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's awesome. And we just got on Spotify,
Nice.
and we're on Amazon Music, and I'm working on getting us on Apple and Google and iHeartRadio and that stuff. We're also on some like smaller podcast platforms that honestly I've never heard of before, but we're on there, so there's good ways to find
Dude,
us.
I love the Spotify. Ad.
It's really
It's-
cool being on Spotify.
Yeah.
It's like really cool seeing
It looks awesome when I scroll through my stuff and I see
and you see
our
us
podcast.
on
It's really
like
cool.
on that hilarious picture that we took right in here.
Yeah, the super scuffed picture.
It's such a
awesome.
funny picture because it's like it's lit poorly. It's just funny. Our picture, our profile picture is hilarious.
It is.
All right. Well,
All
Cameron,
right, let's go show you the house.
it was good. It was good having you on here.
Yeah, cool.
Second
Thank you guys
guest
for having
ever.
me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll have you again.
I feel like I kept talking and just didn't ever stop.
that's the point of the podcast.
We
Yeah,
ended
that's
up
the
at
point.
2 hours and 30 minutes.
Well, we'll have you on again.
Yeah, and you got the
Sounds
mic.
good.
You got the mic placement down too.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
yeah. And in the beginning, you were going all over the place. By the end, you were just locked into the mouth.
Yep.
You were like, oh, the sound
Oh
comes
my
out of the
God.
mouth. All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks.